If you saw the YouTube video, Ashley, that bottle had a special little place in Gabby's van. They almost had like a little compartment for it. We saw it in all of her old videos. You would imagine if the FBI Northport police already had the bottle, they would have very easily just told me today, look, like we already have that bottle. There's something fishy about this. That's not what they said at all. They said, yes, we've taken it in.
What was with the
It's now
test
part of the
stream this
investigation.
morning?
So eerie just to see it there in better times. Okay, let's talk about your interview with Josh Taylor with the Northport Police. You got a whole lot of gems, and we were going to unload all of them on Friday night, and you know, Steve Bertolino, you know, it was just the whole hour. So
Trolls don't like to pay money normally.
That you got with regard to the notebook. Here's Brian's interview with Josh Taylor regarding the situation involving the notebook. Take a look.
What is the status of the notebook?
That's kind of outside of my purview here at the Northport Police Department. Certainly the FBI has that. They will utilize every tool that they have.
So did you say he was
sure
DDoSing you?
handled with care. It was wet, and certainly making sure that's dried out and been able to go through will be very important.
Do you know if is anything in it legible at this point? Do you know?
I believe that there are some things that can be revealed from that. I'm not privy to exactly what's in there.
So Brian, the question I have is, when we learned that this was salvageable potentially, and that the FBI didn't even want to crack that notebook open until it was dried, I thought, okay, well, by Monday, it's not going to take more than 2 or 3 days to dry that notebook out. And I know they're really tight-lipped. Do they give us any information at all as to when they will actually be able to start forensically looking through the notebook for the secrets that hopefully, you know, will mean that they didn't go to Brian's grave?
They did not give us a timeline, Ashley, and sort of what I understood from Northport Police and Josh Taylor were there was that they had eyes on the notebook. They were able to see that there was possibly something significant in it that could still be read, but that it was wet, and that it is now in the hands of the FBI. So I think it's going to be up to the FBI to decide when they want to release what's inside. Even though Brian Laundrie is now dead, this is obviously still an ongoing investigation. So I suspect we won't hear what's in that notebook for quite some time.
I sure hope we will. I mean, it's frustrating given the fact that I think the Gabby Petito case will likely be closed if this was the #1 and only suspect, and strong suspect, meaning no other suspects. If that case closes, then there's no reason to keep that stuff private. Part of the case. It's not just someone's private belongings. It's part of the case. Okay, so here's the other thing that, you know, we were going to talk about on Friday night. It was just such a big story.
Good morning, everybody.
The police had eyes on...
We're live, we're live, we're live.
From the front and the back, and it was screaming.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing today, Erica?
With regard to that, but I'm just going to let you take that and run with it, Brian.
Good, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. One second, let me go grab my headphones real quick. We're getting kind of a slow start.
I would say a week into us being in Newport, so like 5 weeks ago, I was talking to neighbors every day. They told me about the cameras. There was one behind the house that I think we have video of that was in a neighbor's backyard, pointed at the back door of his house. There was another one in front of the house, actually hidden in someone's dumpster. It was kind of an interesting side note when I real close and looking at it, and they were live streaming them back to the police station. Almost immediately, the neighbor comes running out.
All right. That should be a lot better on my end. And now we can put you guys a little louder into the stream. No more weird audio issues.
Some of the cameras actually were told were put up before they believed that Brian Laundrie went missing, which is a whole nother
But it's
story.
True Crime Tuesday, gang, and I thought maybe we would just hop around different true crime topics until we found something we were truly passionate about.
That's in the front yard that would have been trained on the silver Mustang, because that neighbor said it went up on the 12th, and Brian didn't leave, according to everybody now.
And I had on some Brian into news on that is nonsense. But let's just throw on a little news. Let's get it going this morning.
No reason
that the United States or any other country should be forced to choose between these two issues. There's nothing structural.
Oh, the NSA giving statements.
You know, when you think about the fundamentals about why that should be the case. And so the president is determined to produce an outcome in which we can both get the solar deployment we need and we can stand up unapologetically and unequivocally for our values. Yeah, on China.
Thank you very much.
Sure, go ahead.
Real quick, different subject. China. It's reported today that there are some 500,000 fewer people going to enroll in college in the fall. For education purposes, that estimates also that because of that, some vital roles, some vital jobs will be unfulfilled in aerospace and other industries where we have to compete economically. The president has said that economic
Here's some Baldwin news.
About what happened in the moments
Here's some
before
Baldwin
actor
news.
Alec Baldwin discharged a weapon with, it appears, a live round on a movie set, leading to the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. According to a newly released affidavit, the movie's director, who was also injured in the incident, told investigators the shooting happened while Baldwin was rehearsing a scene.
We've also learned that the film's assistant director, who told Baldwin the gun was safe before handing it to him, was the subject of complaints about safety in 2019. This, according to two of his former colleagues. CNN's Stephanie Elam is live this morning in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So what else are we learning from this affidavit this morning?
Erica and Jim, when you look at the details around this, we've learned so much more because of this affidavit. And we do know that the director, Joel Souza, he said that he was standing directly behind Helena Hutchins, looking over her shoulder as they were rehearsing the scene. We know that they were practicing this cross draw that Alec Baldwin was rehearsing, sitting in a pew where he'd reach across his body to pull the firearm from the opposite side of his body to point it toward the camera. We know that when this went off, it hit Hutchins in the torso, and it also hit the director in the shoulder. Those are a couple of things that we've learned. We've also learned from the director that some of the camera department had walked out earlier in the day, so they only had one camera available. Now, they had walked out because there were concerns about pay and about housing. It wasn't necessarily about safety, but they had left, so they only had one operating camera, and said that this particular camera was not rolling at the time that this happened. Just little details that we're learning here. Also, you mentioned the assistant director, David Halls. He's become the focus here because he's the one, according to the affidavit, that handed the firearm to Alec Baldwin and yelled out, "Cold gun," meaning that it did not have any live rounds inside of it. So the question is, when was this gun last checked? Sousa saying that 3 people were responsible: the assistant director, the armorer, and then also obviously the actor would handle this weapon as well. But when you take a listen to some of the pain and how people are looking at this, one man who was standing right there, another cameraman, saying that he had been so careful, Alec Baldwin had, and take a listen to what one of the best friends of
This is crazy, Janet. Hello.
I wanted to reach out because I wanted him to know that even though I am so devastated about what happened and I'm so deeply saddened, I just don't think any person who was in that position as an actor, no matter where the responsibility ends up lying when people pull it all apart, he's so not responsible for this tragic, horrific nightmare of taking the life of my friend.
And I just should note, too, we were talking a bit about
thank you, Erica.
The assistant director, and how there were those 2 complaints against him from productions in 2019. Should let you know that CNN has reached out to him, but he has not responded to our request for comment, Jim and Erica.
Stephanie Elam with the latest for us this morning. Stephanie, appreciate it. Thank you. Also joining us, entertainment and sports.
It's like we were talking about, that assistant director seems like shit, man. That one's just a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
That's, I can't believe he was told, and Alec Baldwin's not at fault. He was told it was a damn, a cold gun.
The whole thing stinks.
Yeah, I would hate, make that, It would suck. I just want to know more about, what the fuck happened, I guess.
I don't see him getting charged, Janet. I don't. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Confessed Parkland shooter pleads guilty to 17. Okay, so here's...
Good morning, Stan Odie.
Good morning, Stan Odie. We've got Nicholas Cruz, guys. He was on trial looking like this. Looking like this. Good morning, everybody. What up, Gardy? Yeah, hell yeah.
This is Nicholas Cruz.
There's everybody. There's everybody. I'm still waking up, too.
The defendant is present. Would all parties present please... What was that?
Who's Judge Fine as Hell?
I'm sorry?
That ain't no Judge Ito.
Oh, the whole thing has to reboot?
Damn, boy, they gave him the fucking... Why? I mean, I got similar glasses. Yeah, they gave him the prison specials, baby. Is he still trying to say he's fucking crazy, I wonder? Nah, he pleaded guilty, right? No snow, just rain. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, super weird. Like, just it's crazy. It's windy. It's pouring.
Please state your full name for the record.
That's ooh.
If it was snowing, we'd be so screwed.
I bet that. Ugh. Hopefully, it's an easy winter and not a crazy fucking snowy ass winter up that way. This last winter in Arkansas was fucking nuts. It got fucking icy as hell, like -17 at one point. It was crazy.
It definitely varies. Like, you just never can tell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Boston is weird like that.
Yeah. We got Janet in Indiana. Yep. Looks like Alan's dark-haired sister, says Stan Odie. Nicholas Cruz kind of does look like they just gave him the wardrobe from the character Pat from SNL back in the day.
Oh, Pat! Oh my god.
And they were like, "Here, you're Pat now."
Record?
I guess here's him confessing.
Friday, but I have to ask you again. Are you currently under the influence of any alcohol or illegal drugs?
No, ma'am.
Do you take any medication, or have you started taking any medication since Friday?
No, ma'am.
And you said that you have been perhaps informally diagnosed with depression and anxiety. Did you think of anything else since Friday?
No.
Okay. And are either of those issues disturbing you in any way today?
Yes.
So the depression and anxiety are bothering you today?
Not the depression, just a little anxiety.
Okay. A little anxiety is normal under the circumstances. What I need to know is, are you able to understand me and listen to me when I'm speaking to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you able to follow along with your lawyers when they speak to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you having any trouble concentrating?
No.
And other than being nervous or anxious, are you having any difficulty understanding anything that's going on here today?
No, I understand what's going on.
Okay. And sir, please, how old are you?
She seems super nice.
23 years old.
She does seem like a really nice lady, right?
Yeah.
She really does.
And you do read and write the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you gone over the plea form with your lawyer or lawyers?
Yes, I have, ma'am.
Okay, and did you, I'm going to just go ahead and have you...
What up, Sean?
Pass this to one of you, please. Yeah.
Welcome back, baby.
Mr. Cruz, if you would please take a look at this document and let me know if that's the document that you went over with your lawyers, including the addendums, which list counts 18 through 34, along with their minimum and maximum penalty, as well as their minimum mandatories under Florida's 1020 life statute.
Yes, ma'am.
And those are your signatures?
A little background music to it. Since we're just kind of waking up and all of us are still piling in, we're watching the Nicholas Cruz
And did your lawyers explain each
plea.
and every charge to you, as well as the maximum penalty under Florida's 1020 life statute for the attempted murder counts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can we just have 1 second, Judge?
Absolutely.
Oh, where's Jameson? Give us a little cute clue as to what the hell. Maybe give us a little insight into this trial, because did you guys see the Nicholas Cruz interrogation footage?
I have not seen it.
Well, he pretends to be crazy, and he's not crazy. So we can... What up, Shancat? I can put on the interrogation footage.
I'm going to go over those counts with you now.
Here in just a bit.
1 through 17 of the indictment charge you with murder in the first degree. These are life felonies. They are punishable, they're capital felonies, and they are punishable by one of two ways, either life in prison or the death penalty. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that in Florida, life in prison does not carry parole like other states? Do you understand that life in prison means the term of your life? It means you will not come out until you are no longer alive. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
It's you gonna die in there, bitch. You're gonna die in there.
That is the minimum penalty on counts 1 through 17.
Yeah,
in other words, that is the best case scenario for you as a term.
Oh, damn straight. Yeah, you have to make sure the person knows their, knows what you're doing to him.
Do you understand that issue
Because he wants to go with the boys.
to a jury to decide in a separate trial?
I'm pretty sure Dr. Grande covered it. I know JCS Psychology covered it. The Nicholas Cruz interrogation.
1 through 17 of murder in the first degree. And when I ask you if anyone's made you any promises or guarantees, I mean your own lawyers as well. Have they made you any promises or guarantees as to what
free
sentence
rent
would be imposed?
Not for us. We're paying taxes.
Or death on counts 1 through 17 by you pleading here today. Now, sir, this is what we refer to as a strategy decision. In other words,
should we wake and bake, guys? Should I take a dab?
On counts 1 through 17 specifically,
It's a dab kind of morning.
Right to require that the state prove
Let's do this shit.
these charges
I feel you. I'm feeling
to
it.
the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. Do you understand?
I'm feeling that.
And do you understand that if the state were unable to prove any of the elements in any of counts 1 through 17, the jury would have to find you not guilty? Do you understand? Do you understand a possibility could be that a jury would find you guilty of a lesser included offense to any of these charges, which may not include a mandatory life sentence at a minimum? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading to these charges, you are facing a minimum best case scenario of life in prison? And have you discussed this strategy with your lawyers? And do you believe that it is in your best interest to enter into a plea to
Janet, you had vodka? All right. What time is it where you're at, Janet?
require the state to prove these charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you gone over the pros and cons of that decision with your lawyers?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
And have you had
Yeah.
time to consider both the pros and the cons of your decision?
Morning, Curly.
Ultimately, it is your decision, and whatever decision you make is fine with me. I'm not here to tell you what decision to make. I'm here to make sure that whatever decision it is that you make is made knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently, so that you're fully informed and you understand the consequences of your decision. Have you gone over the consequences of this plea here today of guilty with your lawyers?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that you are waiving your right to have the first part of the trial, which is often referred to as the guilt phase, where the jury would find you guilty or not guilty?
I understand.
And do you understand that the state will still have the opportunity to present testimony and evidence against you at what's called phase 2, or the penalty phase of the trial?
Yes, I do understand.
Okay, and you've gone over that with your lawyers in depth, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about your decision?
No.
Yes.
You do have a question?
I was wondering if I could say something to the victims.
Okay, well, before you do that, do you have any questions about the rights that you're waiving, or about the
What does he want to say to the
decision that you're
victims?
making, or the strategy decision that you're making with your lawyers as far as pleading today?
No, I understand.
Okay,
I'm not
you
sure. I
fully
thought
have the
you said
chance
exactly.
to
What?
think about that.
Stanody ate an edible and the judge has him scared. She's too pretty. What is with us finding big spoon energy women for the show? Just coincidentally working law while we're covering the show, Stanody.
Anything else you feel your lawyers need to do on your behalf that they have not already done before you enter into your plea today?
Let me turn that down. What was that, Erica?
Sir,
I said she's definitely super pretty, and she also seems super nice.
She seems a hella nice.
Yeah.
In prison and a maximum of the death penalty. Counts 18 through 30.
Yeah.
Your charge
Like an angelic Natalie Portman telling you you committed murder.
carries a separate
Right.
penalty, so I'm going to go over those with you now.
Yeah.
With regard to count 18, attempted murder in the first degree concerning victim Ashley Baez.
No, it's not live right now, Curly. It was live, I think, yesterday.
Prison sentence because the state has alleged that
Last couple of days. Week? I don't remember.
As a result of said discharge, you inflicted great bodily harm
Oh,
upon
wait.
Ashley Baez. Do you understand, sir? Do you understand that you're facing between 25 years to life in prison as a maximum penalty?
Fuck.
And do you understand that the 25-year minimum
It should be... It just never sounds as harsh as it probably should.
Count 19, you're charged with attempted murder in the first degree with regard to victim.
But it's like, what else do you do?
Sir,
Like...
in that particular charge, the state has alleged that you discharged a firearm, that you possessed
The only
a
other
firearm,
option
and that you
is
possessed a
to
firearm, which
legalize
means it carries a 20-year
Yeah.
minimum mandatory prison sentence under
really,
Florida's
you know?
1020 life statute, up
Yeah.
to and including life in prison.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That's not beautiful anymore.
Yeah.
20.
Like, I wonder
attempted
how
murder
many
in the
innocent
first
people they
degree
could, like,
with
put
regard to
death back
victim
today.
Kashava
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Managapuram. The state is alleging in that count that you discharged a firearm, and as a result of the discharge that you inflicted great bodily harm upon this victim, which carries a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence under Florida's 1020 life statute, up to and including life in prison. Do you understand?
Damn.
Count 21, attempted murder in the first degree of Justin Colton. That is a 20-year minimum mandatory under
Attempted murder, so these are the survivors. That's awesome that they're... Everything's getting, you know...
Count 22 is attempted murder in the first degree regarding victim Alexander Doret. The state is alleging in that count that you did actually possess, use, and discharge a firearm, which carries a 20-year minimum mandatory prison sentence under Florida's 1020 life statute. Do you understand? Count 23 is the attempted murder in the first degree.
He better understand where he fucking...
The
Yeah.
state is alleging that you actually possessed and discharged a firearm.
It's a straight guilty plea from him.
Mandatory prison sentence under Florida's 1020
That's
life statute. Do you
glad he
understand?
saved the time.
Count 24, the attempted murder of Daniela Menescal. The state is alleging that you actually possessed and discharged a firearm under Florida's 1020 life statute, which carries a 20-year minimum mandatory prison sentence. Do you understand? Count 25 is the attempted murder in the first degree of Samantha Grady. The state is alleging that you did actually possess and discharge a firearm when you attempted to murder Samantha Grady, which carries with it a 20-year
Kelly
minimum
wants to know
mandatory
what did
prison
you do
sentence
for
under Florida's 1020 life
being
statute. Do you understand?
now.
Sir, count 26 is the attempted murder in the first degree of Samantha Fuentes.
He shot up the Parkland school.
He's
He's a school shooter. He's a school shooter. And he did everything he's pleading guilty to right here.
Under Florida's 1020 life statute. Do you understand? Count 27 is the attempted murder in the first degree of Isabel Checker. The state is alleging that you did possess and discharge a firearm contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute, which imposes a 20-year day-for-day minimum mandatory prison sentence. Do you understand?
Lordy.
Attempted murder in the first degree of Samantha Mayer. The state is alleging
Powerful dabs.
that you did actually possess, use, discharge, and as a result of the discharge, inflict great bodily harm upon Samantha Mayer, contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute, which carries with it on that count a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence under Florida's 1020 life statute. Do you understand, sir? Count 29, attempted murder in the first degree of Benjamin Wickender. The state is alleging that at the time that you attempted to murder Benjamin Wickender, that you did discharge the firearm and inflict great bodily harm upon Benjamin Wickender, contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute, which in this count carries with it a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence under Florida's 1020 life statute. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Count 30, the attempted murder of Madeleine Wilford. The state is alleging that in this particular count you did possess, use, and discharge a firearm inflicting great bodily harm upon Madeleine Wilford, contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute, which carries on this count a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Count 31 is the attempted murder in the first degree of Marian Kapachenko. The state is alleging that in this particular charge that you did possess and use and shoot a firearm during the commission of this charge, and that you discharged a firearm, contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute, which carries with it a 20-year minimum mandatory prison sentence. Do you understand? Count 32 is the attempted murder in the first degree of Stacy Lapel. In this count, the state is alleging that you discharged a firearm during the commission of the felony, which carries with it a 20-year minimum mandatory prison sentence. Do you understand, sir? Count 33 is the attempted murder in the first degree of Anthony Borges. The state is alleging on this charge that you did actually possess, use, discharge, and as a result of the discharge that you did inflict great bodily harm upon Anthony Borges, contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute, which carries with it a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And finally, in count 34 of the indictment, the state is alleging that you attempted to murder in the first degree Kyle Lamont, and that during that act you did actually possess, discharge, and inflict great bodily harm upon the victim, contrary to Florida's 1020 life statute.
Sometimes I get into Lux's stash.
A 25
Lux's stash is so serious.
Sentence, which is a day-for-day sentence under Florida's 1020
It's
life statute. Do you understand, sir?
such good,
Sir, do you understand counts 1
really good dabs.
34, by entering into a plea, you are giving up your constitutional right to require that the state prove each and every one of these allegations beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable
Not mine, I'm
doubt.
too broke for that shit.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to present testimony and evidence or a defense if you have one?
So shout out Lux, I think you killed me with that dab.
Do you understand that at trial, sir, your lawyers would have the opportunity to confront and cross-examine each and every
Barely
one
fucking
of the
breathe.
state
Whew.
witnesses whose
Open the
calls
windows and
testify
shit.
against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand, sir, that at trial you would have the right to remain silent, and that's an absolute right that could not be and would not be held against you in any way whatsoever. However, by entering into a plea to these charges, you are giving up that right. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, do you understand that you are giving up your right to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court? In other words, if you were to go to trial and you were to be convicted on any of counts 1 through 34,
Fuck.
or a lesser included
Stan Odie.
of counts 1 through 34, and your lawyers or you
Might be too stoned to watch to be. I feel like I'm on trial too.
was made during the course of the trial, you would be able to appeal the judgment and sentence to a higher court. That's a court that sits in appellate capacity above this court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand, sir, that by entering into a plea, you're waiving that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand, sir, that if you are found, if you are sentenced to death in this case,
Yeah, Curly.
that
Normally
will
I
not
don't
be a reason to revisit
have bad
the
coughing
strategy
fits anymore.
today. In
It's really
other
just
words,
dabs that get
the
me.
decision that you and your lawyers have made to plead guilty to these charges, which carry a maximum penalty of death. Do you understand that if you're on death row waiting to be sentenced, you can't say, you know what, that wasn't a good strategy. Maybe I should have gone to trial and required the state to prove it. It will be too late at that time. Do you understand?
She is being
Do you
thorough
understand
as
that
fuck.
after today,
Yeah, she
when
really
that
is. She's like
sentence
making
is
sure
up to
he
the decision, you
knows,
cannot
like.
change it. It will be too late.
I understand.
Do you understand that if you tell your lawyers, you know, put this back on the judge's docket because I changed my mind and I want
She's seen it all, I bet.
phase 1 of the trial, you will not be able to change your mind. You will not be able to make that decision after today. Do you understand?
I do understand.
Do you understand that there have been a number of appellate issues that have gone on throughout the course of this case? Do you understand by entering
shit.
into a plea, you will be waiving your right to appeal those issues to a higher court?
I do understand.
And are you comfortable with the
Do you
decision?
recognize you are fucked, sir?
Do you feel you
Like,
have
yeah, I
the
do.
power to speak to your
Yeah, bucked.
Whether or not this plea to phase 1 of the guilt phase is in your best interest.
Yes.
Hey, Debbie.
Do you believe that decision to be in your best interest? Do you have any doubts about that?
I severely need your help on a part in Neverwinter, and it's embarrassingly early on.
Or about your decision to plead guilty to these charges here today.
Yeah, Stano, you had to, yeah.
Sir, do you understand all of the constitutional rights that I've gone over with you?
I do.
And do you understand that you're waiving each and every one of these constitutional rights? I do. Do you have any questions about any of these rights? Do you wish to waive these rights and enter into...
Oh, Janet, you think Nicholas Cruz is enjoying the attention and stuff?
If you are not a U.S. citizen, you will be subject to deportation under the laws and regulations of the Department
I can't
of
tell.
Homeland Security upon entering into this plea. Do you understand, sir,
I
that
don't know.
if
He
the
looks
offense to
defeated
which you
to
are
me.
pleading is to
Yeah.
be sexually violent or sexually motivated in any
I think I
way,
agree with you, Erica. I think he, yeah, seems pretty defeated.
violent or sexually motivated offense, this plea may subject you to involuntary...
But they also dressed him like Pat, so I don't know.
Jessica Lunsford acts upon completion of your sentence. Do you understand? State, have you disclosed all items of physical evidence in discovery?
Oh, Curly, yeah. I wonder where he's at, right? I mean, you know, he's been locked up for a while now.
Yeah, it's like 2018, right?
Yeah.
All of the discovery in this case with your
He's been locked up for,
and is either
you know, a
side
long time.
any physical evidence, if tested, that would exonerate the
I wonder why it
defendant
takes
of
so
any
long to go to like these trials.
as charged in the indictment.
I think just the aggregation of everything and making sure everything's, you know, the bureaucracy behind it all is fucking covered. You know what I mean? Like, I would imagine that's a lot of it. Setting dates that everybody can be where they need to be.
That I have not already gone over
You know.
as far as his plea is concerned. State? Okay.
Clarify counts 18 through 34. Maximum sentence for court clearly went over
The whole punishment thing is the excitement, yeah. Gotcha, Janice. I mean, yeah.
Okay, sir, do you
Okay.
understand? I'm sorry if I did not make this clear.
He's thinking of making a break for it. Nah, I don't think that. He's entering a guilty plea.
I want to hear what he has to say to the victim's family that are sitting behind him.
That's kind of why I'm hanging out. I'm like, what the fuck does this piece of shit have to say to anybody?
Thank you, Carmen.
Enhancement, they still carry life in prison. Do you understand?
I do understand.
Okay, Mr. Marcus?
result of pleading guilty to these charges. Have any promises been made to the defendant by anyone as to what evidence will be admitted or excluded from the penalty phase?
Sir, have any promises been made to you as far as what evidence may or may be presented against you by the state at the penalty phase in this trial?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand that you should, as far as you're concerned, you should go forward with the understanding that everything that could be presented against you I'm not saying that it will be or that it is, but you should assume that all of the evidence that was going to be presented against you will be presented against you in phase 2 of the trial, with the exception of any constitutionally excluded evidence, which I don't believe, well, some of the orders that have been signed to this point where both parties have agreed that a certain evidence would be excluded, that would still be excluded, and perhaps any other constitutionally impermissible evidence.
Loud ass plane above me right now.
The rules of evidence, anything else that would be admissible will be admissible
for
purposes of your understanding this plea going forward at the phase 2. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone made you any promises or guarantees that certain evidence would be excluded during phase 2 that may be admitted during phase 1?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand what I mean when I say phase 1 and phase 2?
Yes, ma'am.
You've gone over those phases with the lawyers, and I've explained it to you. Phase 1 is what we typically call the guilt phase, where the jury would find you guilty or not guilty, or perhaps guilty of a lesser included offense. And phase 2,
Yeah, it is crazy seeing him.
life in prison,
Yeah.
meaning life with no parole. There's no parole in Florida, you understand?
I understand.
Do you understand that in a lot of states, life means life, but in 25 years, they'll consider you for release? Do you understand? But Florida, we do not have that. Life means you are in there for the term of your life, and you do not come out until you are no longer alive. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, Mr. Marcus?
When were Your Honor.
Sure.
And that is, does he understand that all of the attempted murder convictions can be used as an aggravating factor in each of the 17 first-degree murders that will be heard before this jury, and that each of the murders will be an aggravating factor for each murder. In other words, for each murder, there would be 16 additional murders as an aggravating factor and 17 attempted murders.
Okay. So, sir, based upon the state's notice of intent to seek the death penalty,
thank you,
first of all,
Erica.
have you gone over that with your lawyers?
Yes, I have.
And there's actually a second, there's two drafts. The second draft, which I believe is the most updated draft, was filed on April 16th of 2018, and it is 3 pages and lists 7 different grounds or aggravators that the state intends to go forth on during the penalty phase. Do you understand?
I do understand.
And do you understand that the felonies that you are pleading to, in other words, I'm going to give you an example. Count 1 of the indictment charges murder in the first degree of Luke Hoyer. By pleading guilty to count 1, the state can use count 1 as an aggravating factor for count 2, murder in the first degree of Martin Duque and Keanu. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And so forth and so on. And in other words, each count that you are pleading to can be used as an aggravating factor to argue in favor of the death penalty on each of the other counts of murder in the first degree. Do you understand?
I do understand.
And do you understand, sir, that counts 18 through 34, attempted murder in the first degree, can all be used against you as aggravating factors in support of the death penalty on counts 1, 2,
Thank you, Erica.
4 through
Shit.
including 17. Individually
Let's get you.
and
Let's get you in the super chat lottery, lady, a second time.
Okay. Miss McNeil, do you have anything that you feel
Yeah, no, yeah, I
have
agree.
not gone over, which I
When
should
you
go
said
over with the
Florida,
defendant
do
at
not
this
mess
time?
around. Down south, they are way stricter than they are where I live.
Mr. Cruz, at this time, do you have any questions?
And then they're more lenient.
Other than the fact that I believe you want to make a statement, but do you have any questions about the rights that we've gone over, about the penalty phase versus the guilt phase, about any of the specific charges against you, any of the minimum penalties, any of the maximum penalties? Do you have any questions whatsoever about those things?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And is your client waiving a pre-sentence investigation?
Cruz ain't gonna make it at Stark. Yeah, I mean,
So I have to order it.
yeah. Really, the death row prison. So it's tough. He's getting sentenced to a tough ass prison, huh?
Fire judge at this point will say yes, and if there's any issues, then we'll notify.
Okay,
the
that sounds good. Thank you.
Oh. If it ain't the queen. In the chat.
It's so sad I missed you last night.
Mr. Cruz, I'm going to go over each charge with you and ask you how you wish to plead these matters.
Oh, you're good. We're having a rough one. It's been a laggy, hurry up and wait kind of week, you know.
To count 1 of the indictment, murder in the first degree of victim Luke Hoyer. How do you wish to plead?
Yeah.
Guilty.
To count 2 of the indictment.
Oh, to guilty, please.
Martin
Dunk was awesome, says special guest.
Guilty.
Count 3 of the indictment.
I still haven't been able to see Dunk.
How do you wish to
I don't have the right HBO Max, and it
The
sucks.
indictment, murder in the first degree of Alexander Schachter. How do you wish to plead? Count 5 of the information, murder in the first degree.
I need that. I'm broke. I don't have. Yeah, I don't have that HBO Max. I have the cheap free trial one, but I didn't. You know,
How do you wish to plead?
can't see Dune with it.
Count 7 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Nicholas Dorette. How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Count 8, murder in the first degree of Helena Ramsey. How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Count 9, murder in the first degree of Christopher Hickson. How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Count 10, murder in the first degree of Carmen Shentra. How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Count 10, 11,
Saw it in faux IMAX. Ooh, bitch, I gotta go see that shit too. Ooh, I wanna go to the theater and see it in faux IMAX too. Ooh.
first degree of Scott Beagle. How do you wish to
Bomax? Bimax? Fuckmax? I don't know, what do you call faux IMAX?
13, murder in the first degree of Meadow Pollock. How do you wish to plead?
Yeah. 5D.
Murder in the first degree of Kara Lawford.
Just keep adding numbers, right? 8D, bitch.
Count 15. Murder in the first degree.
You get to smell Jennifer Lopez's thoughts in the remake of Enough.
Seriously.
In 8D.
Murder in the first degree of Jamie Gutenberg. How do you wish to plead? Count 17. Murder in the first degree of Peter Wang. How do you wish to plead?
Oh yeah, I also came from a broken home and I'm not killing anybody. He, I think, got mental issues, but not in the way that he tried to make it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the whole reason I'm so interested in true crime. It's like, I always want to think of, like, the aspect of, like, why one does this, you know? And I try to compare and see, like, you know, does someone have a brain injury? Was somebody abused? Was this, that, the other thing? And there really is no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was thinking, like, nature versus nurture. Like, that's why I'm so interested in it. It's not because I'm, like, morbid or anything. I'm just really curious behind, like, the psychology of it, I guess.
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh, yeah. It's one of those it was one of those JCS psychology videos that I was like, man, I just can't. This dude's a fucking nut. And then they play the cell phone footage and shit of him, like, saying he's going to be the next school shooter. So part of me thinks maybe he does love it, but is nervous. This is what he signed up for, but I think maybe he thought he'd kill himself and then didn't or something. I don't know. No,
he didn't anticipate, like, how, like, you know, court on TV and movies is a lot different than real life. So maybe he just didn't anticipate, you know, you don't control the show.
Yeah. He did try to make it out like, you know, again, he did try to gain sympathy because I guess he thought a therapist would maybe be a little more sympathetic than like a straight up someone who's interrogating him, like a detective. But that's not what he got when he got interrogated, which is fucking hilarious.
Attempted murder in the first degree of Marian Kabachenko. How do you wish to plead? Count 32. Attempted murder in the first degree of Stacy Lapel. How do you wish to plead? Count 33. Attempted murder in the first degree of Anthony Borges. How do you wish to plead? Count 34. Attempted murder in the first degree of Kyle Lehman.
And he was always antisocial, I believe.
I accept your plea of guilty. I find that you are alert and intelligent. That you had made an informed decision with the advice.
No, I kind of love my introverts.
I find
because when you get them like one-on-one, they have a lot of interesting shit to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm, you know, people who know me personally probably consider me an introvert, and I'm not in any way homicidal.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You know, I guess that they're probably an outlying example for the demographic. So I certainly don't want to propagate that all introverts are fucking crazy, because I consider myself one. Like, I don't, you know, no, you know, like I kind of fight to be extroverted. But.
Hey, zombie.
What up, zombie?
He says, so would your law consider this guy a serial killer? I mean, he way surpassed the 3 count.
Serial killer implies an amount of time passes. This is a school shooter. This is a spree killer.
Yeah.
So it has to, you know, yeah, a spree killer could in total kill more people than a serial killer will. What sets them apart is they're doing it over time, level of premeditation, type of homicide, type of motive. It's different. It's different. So he's a spree killer. He's what you would call a spree killer or school shooter.
The state would introduce a trial. The whole of that evidence would establish the following facts. On Wednesday, February the 14th, 2018, the defendant Nicholas Jacob Cruz contacted Uber and had a driver drive him to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School located at 5901.
He had an Uber take him, that's right. It's weird.
Florida. The defendant had with him a rifle bag which contained his Smith & Wesson M&P 15 caliber 5.56 rifle, which is an AR-15 type rifle. He had a backpack that contained a tactical vest that had pockets for firearm magazines.
Ron asked, I'm wondering what prison would be like for him. I don't know.
Douglas, 11 firearm magazines. He directed the driver of Uber to drop him off at Pine Island Road in front of the pedestrian gate located on the northeast side of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The defendant walked through the pedestrian gate and made his way to the 1200 building. The defendant, Nicholas Cruz, had previously attended Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. He approached the 1200 building, which is located on the northeast corner of the campus. It is the only three-story building on the campus of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. He entered the east doors of the 1200 building. The 1200 building has 10 classrooms on each floor, 6 classrooms on the north, on the south, and 4 classrooms on
Oh, thank you, Erica.
That's on
yes,
each floor
exactly that.
I'm trying to get the other half.
Yeah.
Entering the east doors of the 1200 building, Nicholas Cruz turned right and walked into the east stairwell of the 1200 building. He then proceeded to
Oh, zombie. He just recorded on his cell phone he was going to be the next school shooter. It was just it was a spree
was loading the
event.
magazine into his rifle. A student walked into
One of those
the
sick
east
fucks
stairwell,
that
and the defendant said to him, "You better get out of here."
worships
Something's bad
the dudes from
about
Columbine.
The defendant then entered the
Like
the
he wanted to be
hallway
famous.
at approximately 2:21:33, and he fired his rifle at 4 students who were in the hallway. 3 of the students were in front of classroom 1215 on the south side of the hallway. Gina Montalto was sitting outside the classroom of 1215 working on her computer. Martin Duque Aquilino and Luke Hoyer were
It's for
standing
like
next
sexual
to her,
gratification a
knocking
lot
on
of the time with
classroom
serial
door
killers.
to gain entrance. Ashley Baez was further west walking down the
Not this
hallway,
guy.
Towards the west doors.
Just a fucking
Defendant fired his rifle
weirdo.
at Gina Montaldo, Martin Duque Aquilino, and Luke Hoyer.
Yeah.
They were all shot. Ashley
This case
Baez was
is
shot in the leg,
wild.
but she managed to run to a classroom 1210 across the hall. Ashley Baez survived her wounds. The defendant then turned and fired into the classroom window door of classroom 1216 on the north side of the hallway. He then knelt down in the hallway.
Yeah, zombie.
took off
That's
his
why it's like
backpack,
a.
pulled
They're
out his
classified as like a
tactical
spree
vest,
killer.
Put the vest on, loaded another magazine, and he crossed the hallway
Like
to
Columbine.
the south side of the hallway once again to classroom 1215 and 1214, which are both adjoining classrooms. He again fired into Gina Montaldo, Martin Duque Aquilino, and Luke Hoyer. Gina Montaldo, 14 years old, who was sitting in the hallway in front of classroom 1215, was shot 4 times and died of her wounds. Martin Duque Aquilino, 14 years old, was shot 8 times and he died of his wounds. Luke Hoyer, 15 years old, was shot twice and he died of his wounds. The defendant then began firing through the glass window again into 1214. Then he went across the hall, placed another firearm magazine in his rifle, returned to 1214 and fired once again into classroom 1214.
Shock value as well,
6
Queen,
of the
yeah.
students in classroom 1214 were shot. Helena Ramsey, 17 years old, was shot 4 times and she died of her wounds. Nicholas Dorette, 17 years old, was shot 3 times and Nicholas died of his wounds. Isabel Checker, Danielle Menescule, Samantha Grady, Samantha Fuentes were wounded, but they survived their wounds. The defendant then walked east in the hallway and once again fired through the classroom window door of classroom 1216. He shot 8 students in classroom 1216. Alec Schachter, 14 years old, was shot twice and he died of his wounds. Elena Petty, 14 years old, was shot 4 times and she died of her wounds. Alessa Alphadeath was shot 8 times and she died of
The
her
Elena,
wounds.
the
William
14-year-old,
Olson, Justin Colton,
it was
Genesis
reported that her
Valentin,
dad went to the
Alexander
grave and
Durrell,
asked to pray so
Kashab
he could sit in the
Magatorium
courtroom to
were
listen.
wounded, but they
Damn.
survived their wounds.
Yeah,
The defendant
so
went back
sad. He
across
was
again
so
to
strong.
1214.
So
He
I like
fired
begged
into 1214
her to
once
give me the
again.
strength to sit there and,
He was,
you know,
as
be
he was
brave for
doing
you.
that, Coach
Oh,
Christopher
you're killing
Hickson,
me.
opened the west doors of the first floor hallway, and ran in to see what was happening. The defendant fired his rifle at Christopher Hickson, hitting him twice. Christopher Hickson, wounded, crawled across the hallway and hid in one of the alcoves on the north side of the hallway. The defendant then walked up to classroom 1213 on the north side of the first floor hallway and fired through the glass door in the glass in the classroom door. Carmen Shentra, 16 years old, was shot 3 times.
His weird demeanor.
She died of her wounds.
His weird
Madeleine
posture.
Wilford was shot multiple times, but she survived. Samantha Mayer was shot multiple times. She survived. And Benjamin Wickender was shot multiple times, but he survived. The defendant then continued west down the first floor hallway, and as he passed Christopher Hickson, who was hiding in the alcove, he fired once again into Christopher
Oh
Hickson.
yeah, good point, Erica. Yeah, yeah,
Coach
yeah.
Hickson was shot
Yeah, like a
3
mass
times,
killing.
and he died of his wounds. The defendant then entered the west stairwell, and as he entered the west stairwell, there is a door to the west stairwell. And coming in through the door in the west stairwell, which coach was Coach Aaron Feist. As Coach Aaron Feist opened the door,
I think I might be confusing Cruz with another school shooter too, who shot somebody in a secondary location either before or after the actual shooting at the school.
The defendant then went up the west stairwell.
But yeah, either way,
and
mass
entered the
murder.
second floor hallway. As he went down the hallway, he fired into classroom 1231.
What up, Jameson?
Which was empty, which was on the north side of the hallway. He then crossed the hallway and fired to classroom 1234. It's on the south side of the hallway. That classroom was also empty. He then walked up to the east stairwell, and he walked up the stairs. Due to the percussion from the defendant firing his rifle, the dust from the ceiling tiles caused the fire alarm system to sense smoke, causing the fire alarm to sound. Because the fire alarm was sounding, the students and the teachers were evacuating their classrooms due to the fire alarm sounding. The defendant, upon reaching the 3rd floor, as he exited the stairwell, he fired into Scott Beagle, who was a classroom teacher in 1256. Scott Beagle was shot 4 times, and Scott Beagle died of his wounds. The defendant then fired at another teacher, Stacy Lapel, who was out in the hallway with Scott.
Oh, what up, John? Yeah, school shooter.
Wounded,
yes.
But she survived her wounds. She was a classroom teacher in classroom 1255. As the students and teachers were running back to their classrooms, the defendant placed another magazine into his rifle and proceeded to fire. He shot Meadow Pollock, who was hiding in an alcove of classroom 1249, along with Carol Longren, as they hid in that alcove.
Good Lord, Stanley. Yeah, with 40-yard stairs. Yeah.
Borges,
with 1,000-yard stairs. Yeah.
Anthony Borges survived his wounds. Marion Kabachenko was shot, but he survived his wounds. Kyle Lehman was shot, and he survived his wound. The defendant continued to fire as he moved down the hallway, shooting Meadow Pollock, Carol Longren, Joaquim Oliver Padoy, Peter Wang, and Jamie Guttenberg. The defendant continued further west in the hallway, and as he approached Meadow Pollock and Carol Longren, who were still in the hallway, lying on the floor in the alcove of 1249, fired into them once again. Meadow Pollock, 18 years old.
That's who I'm thinking of, True Crime Wifey. That's who I'm thinking of, True Crime Wifey. Yeah.
Shot 3 times and died of her wounds. The defendant.
That's right. Nicholas Cruz is the adopted one who just took an Uber there.
Lying wounded on the floor in front of the men's bathroom door was Joaquim Oliver Padoy. The defendant once again fired into Joaquim Oliver Padoy. Joaquim Oliver Padoy was 17 years old. He was shot 4 times, and he died of his wounds. The defendant then approached Peter Wang, who was wounded and laying just outside the hallway of the west.
Oh, are you thinking of Adam Lanza? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. I think that's who I'm thinking of.
He was shot 12 times.
Was like the teacher at the school.
Yeah. Somebody who killed their parents, went to the school, shot at the school.
She was running down the hall.
Went somewhere else and shot something, I thought. But maybe I'm thinking.
The hallway. She was shot, and she died of her wounds.
Yeah.
The defendant then entered the teacher's lounge, which is on 1240. It was at the north side of the hallway. And he fired 5 rounds outside the west window. The window overlooks a courtyard in the parking lot. He then turned and fired out of a south window that looks over a courtyard. He fired 10 shots in total. He then ran out of 1240 and went into the west stairwell, took off his vest that still contained 5 firearm magazines. He laid his gun down, and he ran out of down the stairs and out of the 1200 building on the west side, and he left the 1200 building at 2:27:55 p.m. He then ran and blended in with students who were evacuating the campus due to the fire alarm. He walked
Welcome,
away,
John.
Into a residential neighborhood. He was arrested at 3
Good morning.
p.m.
Good morning.
Approximately 3 miles.
Hey,
away
Mr. Attorney Jameson is on here. I'd like to ask a question,
Yeah.
if I may. Okay, not to ruin what you're already talking about, but I just got here. The case back from the 70s where a successful doctor killed his family, allegedly, and then tried to pin it on some Manson types, and he ended up getting caught. And the movie they made about it, I remember one of the key things was the father of the murdered wife went to the house after it was all over, and he noticed there was supposed to be a scuffle, is what the guy said.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he saw a greeting card still up on top of a cabinet that hadn't fallen over during the scuffle, which kind of indicated that the guy faked the whole thing. And I can't remember what the guy's name is, okay, in all this, but I'm fascinated by that case. You know, I was back in the day. Any clue about what I'm talking about?
I have no clue.
Was it Jeffrey McDonald?
There you go. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank God. Yeah,
Jeffrey
yeah. That's the one. Yeah, he was. He was a doctor, and he killed his whole family, a la stepfather action. And then I think he ended up, trying to say it was a Manson type of thing, but he only had like one defensive wound on himself. Meanwhile, everybody else was hacked up, and they got him. And I think the wife's family was helped bring him in. You know, they found out something smelled like shit that he was saying, so they got him. And another case that fascinates me, if we want to talk about True Crime Tuesday, I've always been fascinated by the Menendez brothers.
Oh,
and we all know that one. I mean, these guys had the audacity to kill their parents and then cry that they were orphaned. I mean,
that was all about the money. That was all about the money. Disgusting.
Where do you get the cojones,
It
man?
really was all about that money.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, just amazing to me, And then, I don't know if you'd call this a true crime, but it is true. They made a movie out of this too. My daughter was interested in this one, where the guy has a bomb put around his neck and sent in to rob a bank or something.
Yeah, Evil Genius on Netflix. I forget the name of the people.
That was so sad.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard about this one, and then my daughter said, check it out. And I checked it out. I checked out the fictional movie, but I also watched a documentary about the real deal. Apparently his head blew off, right? Anyway.
Yeah, you can see it. They show it.
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they caught it on the news. Nobody thought that was a real fucking bomb.
Yep.
And it fucking blew up. Yeah.
I think he was like a pizza delivery driver or something.
Yeah, he was a pizza delivery dude, and it turns out he was actually associated with those people in a way, and he helped them kind of scheme this fucking plot in a way. Again, they said he was kind of slow, and then they end up ordering a pizza out to the place. He goes out to the place, and they fucking make him the person who's in the fucking bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
that reminds me of like some Saw shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like some Saw shit. There's a film on Netflix called Evil Genius that's really, really good. That's about it. That's like a documentary style.
Oh, I gotta check that out. Yeah, I watch. There's 2 guys on YouTube. They're pretty funny. One guy looks Asian. The other guy just looks like an average Joe. And it's called Unsolved.
Oh yeah, BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed.
I love those.
They're
guys.
hilarious.
Yeah, a dear friend of mine
Yeah.
used to work on that show. Yeah.
They're wicked funny.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, Shane and Ryan, boy. I love BuzzFeed Unsolved. It's almost over, isn't it? They're about done with it.
Yeah. I told you my brother-in-law was a cameraman on Springer. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
I mean, some of the shit he said he heard, man, it was just insane, you know. But I don't get into those tabloid, you know, who's the father type shit. I like this stuff you're talking about, man. This is just.
Hey, John, Jameson answered you in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go over there and take a look because I'm on the Discord now, so I appreciate that, man. But yeah, it to me, I mean, I'm glad to find you guys because otherwise, I really felt like a freak because I'm like, does anybody else really? Are they interested in this shit?
Oh, yeah.
You know, am I wrong for being interested and wanting to hear the gory details? You know, I mean, you know, but it's something about it. It's fascinating, you know, and the way they solve the crimes is fascinating. I watch all those police procedurals like CSI and Miami and, you know, Law and Order and all that. Law and Order isn't so much about the procedurals, but the CSIs, you know, when they show them testing the bullets and different items. That's stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Forensic Files on Discovery back in the day or whatever it's on now. Forensic Files.
Yeah.
Forensic Files is A&E, whatever it's on. I forget.
Well, I told you I watched a show on HBO documentary where they actually were able to make a mold from a pillow that showed how it was an impression of the person's face that had been smothered by the pillow.
Yeah.
But the pillow was nowhere near the victim, but somebody got the idea, hey, why is that pillow out on top of the trash? Let's take a look at it. So they took it in for analysis. Somebody said, hey, look, it looks kind of like a face in the pillow. So they did some kind of computer deal where they were able to pull a life mask from out of the pillow, the shape, and they got the guy that way. And I was just, that blew my mind. I was like, okay, they can do anything now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not have been at their best look during the Laundrie thing, but overall, I think law enforcement, you know, detectives and stuff are pretty good at what they do. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, especially since the advent of like you know, DNA evidence and actual, you know, some of the forensic stuff we have now is just incredible. You don't have to rely on kind of the old school, and that's fucking cool.
This might be more of a conversation for the Tattered Map, but I'm just curious. Have you ever heard of when they got John Dillinger, right? The gangster back in the 30s. They caught John Dillinger. They shot him outside of the theater, like it said. And apparently he was known for being hung like a horse. Okay. He was a regular John Holmes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so his body goes in for autopsy, and apparently somebody made off with his unit.
Oh.
Somebody was supposed to have stolen the penis right off of him.
Oh,
you ever heard about?
I've heard that he didn't die, and that he is cosmetic surgery like a motherfucker and faked his death. But
oh no, he was most definitely killed at that theater because of the lady in red they talk about.
Yeah.
She pointed him out to the cops, so they blow him away. They take him to do his autopsy and stuff. And back then, apparently, they didn't have any qualms about this. Let me tell you one thing that's funny: Bonnie and Clyde. Okay. And people like that, Bonnie and Clyde, they become like, pop culture figures. They get blown away. They riddle them with bullets, as you saw in the movie, riddled the car with bullets. And when I was a kid, they were still dragging that car around to shows, and you could look at it with the bullet holes still in it and everything.
Yep.
And this was their, and it was amazing. And they'd also take, my grandma told me a story of paying a nickel to get across a bridge so that they could go look at this guy that all the kids were going to check out, who was some famous gangster who was being wheeled around and shown off, his dead body. I mean, I don't think that kind of thing would go these days, but I'm just fascinated by, I guess I am not the only one, because even back then people were paying money to go see a dead body. just crazy.
Yeah, no, people still would, I think, too, if you were to pop that back up. There's certain things that we would consider like amoral now, but if you were to pop it up, I bet people would still go in mass, like Edison killing an elephant. I wouldn't go personally, but I know a bunch of people that probably fucking would. You better believe Molly Golightly was there just to protest.
I heard a mystery 45 I think years ago. Okay, the start of the mystery. Never heard a solution until like a year ago. What it was they were filming that show, The $6 Million Man. Okay, Lee Majors, right? He's bionic. He can run 80 miles an hour. You know that deal. So they were filming a scene in a fun house somewhere in Hollywood, right? And they're in this fun house doing this scene, and one of the stuntmen bumped into a mannequin that was hanging from the ceiling because it's supposed to be a haunted house, and the arm of the mannequin fell off. But when it did, they saw that it was actually a real flesh and blood corpse inside this mummy wrapping, right?
Oh,
so they immediately took it down, and it made all the papers back in the time. I remember my dad telling me, "Hey, did you hear that story about the $6 million?" And so they stumbled upon a corpse that had been disguised as a mannequin. And okay, so and is hanging from the ceiling of this haunted house. Okay, nobody knew for years and years. So come to find out, I had forgotten all about the story. Didn't really give a shit. I moved on about my life. Last year, I'm listening to a podcast, and some guys are talking about a movie, and it came up about this guy was an outlaw in the Old West. Okay, I'm giving you secondhand. I'm paraphrasing. Okay, but I don't remember every detail. I don't remember his name. But the guy was an outlaw in the Old West. They brought him to justice. Okay, his body set in the back room of some funeral parlor. We're talking about 1898 or whatever it was, and it's set there. It's set there, and nobody would claim him until some dude came out and claimed him, saying he was his brother, and he really wasn't. He was just going to use the body to do, like I said, these shows they used to do back then. At any time, go pay and see this real dead body. So he did that. Okay, he used the body, made money with it. Okay, then it got out of his hands. He died or something, and the body floated around. It actually floated around, made it into the carnival circuit. Okay, like a freak show thing. And they had since then they'd mummified him and embalming fluid or whatever. And so he just kept bouncing around till finally nobody remembered who the hell he was, but his body was still there. And somehow it ended up at an effects house. The effects house just covered it with bandages and made it look like a mummy. And then it ended up in the property of this haunted house in the 70s where the $6 Million Man found it. Right. And so it actually had a background, but I didn't know the background until a year ago. It was just fascinating to me, and then I remembered the story from back when I was a kid. I was like, wow, yes, they found a real dead body in a haunted house. It just blew my mind. Yeah. I know you're all going, shut up, man.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, that's crazy. That it makes me think of the they didn't tell what's her name when they were shooting the poltergeist at the scene in the backyard pit with all the skeletons, that those were real skeletons.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
never heard.
Yeah, those are real fucking skulls and shit, and they did not tell her that until it was like, all right, we're done shooting, because she refused. So I still consider that kind of fucking shitty to do as a director, but man.
A long time ago, you guys were talking about, one Star Trek is better than the other, and they had to let Shatner direct number 5 because they had allowed Nimoy to direct, and they apparently had this kind of contract where if he gets to do this, I get to do this, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, Nimoy, after doing 3 was Nicholas Meyer. After doing 3 or 4, 3 and 4, I know he did 4. After doing those 2, Nimoy's directing. He was a good enough director that they got him to do other shit, right? And stuff that had nothing to do with Star Trek. And he was good enough to do it. So he did that 3 Men and a Little Baby.
That's right. That's right.
And this I read about, and he had a lot of success. So Shatner said, "Oh, I can do the same thing. I'll do it too." And then we see how that went. But anyway, so Nimoy's doing 3 Men and a Baby, and they show in this book I've got about famous Hollywood haunted stories and shit that apparently there was in one scene you see a kid, like a silhouette of a kid, and you see a shotgun leaning
yes,
against the
window. No, my stepdad freaked me out about that. I've talked about that on the show before. There's totally a ghost in 3 Men and a Little Baby, and it used to scare me endlessly as a kid. Freak me the fuck
but you know, it's
out.
it's been debunked though.
Yeah,
because-
what it is a standee of Ted Danson.
Yeah, and
It's
and,
an old
and
theater
I don't know-
standee. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to collect those too, but I don't know how they passed off the gun, but I do know that they said that it turned out it was a Ted Danson standee, and somebody even posted a picture of a real one so you could compare. And yeah, but I just think that's fascinating. And they also say that stage 28 at Universal was the stage where they filmed in 1925. They filmed the Paris Opera House for Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney, and they just knocked that down a couple of years ago for more parking space, right? This thing should have been on a historical, record or something, but I digress. Pisses me off. So they knocked it down just to make more parking. But before that, they said people reported seeing Chaney wandering around that set. And, he's been dead since 1931.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They said, sorry, I'm pulling up the Elmer McCurdy thing. It's the one who turned up in the crew accidentally broke his arm off. The guy who was discovered while shooting the $6 Million Man.
Yeah,
yeah, straight up here. Elmer McCurdy is old West outlaw.
Yeah, so I remembered some of the details, but I didn't find those details out until, like I said, a year ago, listening to these guys. But I remember the story when it happened, because I'm old as shit, and it blew my mind, And there's been a few things like that. If we want to talk about people being liable for shit, okay, we were talking about your Alec Baldwin with his pistols, and if you recall 1980 they were filming the motion picture version of The Twilight Zone when the helicopter came down and cut off Vic Morrow's head, and the two little Korean kids that he was carrying, he's supposed to be in Vietnam in the war, and John Landis, the director, kept saying, yeah, I need the helicopter closer. And the pilot saying, hey man, it's not safe to get any closer. He goes, just do it. And off went their heads, and his career suffered for it. I don't care what they say.
Oh yeah, he tries to make it out in that new series, The Movies That Made Us. He tries to make it out like he's like, I did some of my best stuff after that, and it's like, yeah, but you did a lot of it in the time period in between the trials to pay for the trials. Like, don't lie, like you did a lot of those movies in a rush to fucking pay for your trials. And he's kind of one of those. It's like, oof. Ooh, he's also hard to work with, everyone says.
It's an ego thing, and it's his son's great on these shows I told you about where he pitches ideas for comic movies, but he doesn't seem anything like his dad. But it's ego, and then it's what do they call it? It's ego it drives him to be less than careful. Okay, and neglectful of you can't bring a helicopter in that close to your actors, and they all told him that, and they've had that sort of thing happen before. Now I hear with this Alec Baldwin situation, they had a lot of complaints about the quality of the safety on the set, apparently, not just with guns, but with all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
And the same thing with Brandon Lee, that happened on my birthday in '92, and never forget that one, man. I mean, he was going places, and then you want to talk about real crime Tuesdays. I was always fascinated by, it seems like Playboy magazine has had a streak of bad luck as far as some of their models. You got Dorothy Stratton, who's a estranged husband. He was really strange. He blew her head off because he didn't feel it was fair, and she was getting all this attention, and she wasn't really interested in him anymore. And they made that movie, Star 80, where Eric Roberts
Phil Hartman too. It's a similar story to Phil Hartman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But with Phil Hartman's deal though is, and people can argue this if you want, but if you read some of the facts about that, a lot of it can be blamed on Andy Dick, because he gave the wife, and she had mental issues, and he was turning her on to drugs. Okay, and
she was already well into drugs before Andy Dick. I mean, they both did drugs, Phil Hartman and her both.
No, but I mean, the day the shit went down, he had been by earlier. Okay. And then everything played out like it did. And they say her body had a lot of different things in it. And, you know, she was partying. And then she got a little paranoid and, you know, some of her mental issues kicked in. And next thing you know, she kills herself in film. Yeah. And, you know, it's just a shame. You know, I don't resent Andy Dick. I mean, he's kind of funny sometimes, you know.
Well, I just don't think it was. I think she would have anyway. Every time I see that big earring fucking jingle in the original Phil Hartman SNL intro, you know that's her. He insisted that she was in his SNL intro, and they kept telling her. They kept having to tell her, "Turn your fucking head." And she did it. She was so unwilling to do it that if you watch his original title card and they say Phil Hartman and you see her earring, he's sitting behind a woman whose earring is moving, and that's because that's the most still they could get her to fucking sit.
Wow. Did not know this, man.
Yeah, so she's crazy. She was crazy. She's, you know, again, like Andy Dick's one of those people who people like will also try to cancel every couple of years, and I'm like, dude, you paid Andy Dick to show up. Yeah. What is he? I can blame the dealer all day. You had the drug problem. You know, like that's
Don't mind me. Don't worry about me. I don't even understand. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an idiot, but I don't quite get the concept of canceling. I don't think it really is not productive. So I don't care about that sort of thing. I make my decisions for myself. Like, you know, the shit about Chappelle and all that. I'm just like, I think he's funny. I don't care. And we talked about that with like, people who've done something supposedly wrong. Do you still listen to Michael Jackson? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
no charges.
Still enjoy motion picture? Yeah. I'm sorry. You know, that guy's not Stephen Collins to me. That guy is Commander Decker. I don't care what he's, you know, sticking himself at night. I don't care. Okay, just entertain me is all I'm asking. You know, and that's just that. But you know, true crime mixed with Hollywood. I can't wait till you do a day where we can just talk movies. But they kind of overlap each other, and you get into cases like, you know, mysterious deaths, like the one we talked about, Superman, George Reeves. Mm-hmm. You know, he's killed himself, yet they found his gun underneath his body, and they found bullet casings underneath his body and one in the wall. And they're like, how many times did this guy try to kill himself? You know?
Yeah, George Reeves is a lot. Like, there's a whole lot going on. I'm gonna wrap back around to what I have on the screen, though. We got to get back to this Nicholas Cruz stuff because I got just about 10 more minutes left in this court footage. No, you're good. We're just starting to get a little all over the place.
yeah.
And which is fine, but we're starting to do it a little fast. But
so this guy's a school shooter, is what you're saying?
Yes. And pretended to be a psychopath, like pretended to be dealing with like schizophrenic issues, but without actually having researched what it means to have any mental illness. So he just
Why do we say pretending?
Because you can tell in the video. Like, I'll show the interrogation footage here in just a bit, and you'll see where he's faking it. Like, JCS Psychology does a really good video on it, and I think I might have to bump over to just Twitch to be able to play it on stream, but I can at least throw it on mute and kind of show examples of him being. He's not actually crazy, and a detective basically catches him.
Let me make one more statement, and I'll get out of here. Okay, not a story, just a statement. The scariest thing I've ever seen lately, okay, was that those behavioral guys I turned you on to. Mm-hmm. They were examining that guy. Long story short, the guy killed his wife and kids and stuck them in these like tubes at an oil refinery he worked at or something, right? And they ended up finding out, and he ended up fessing up. And the deal was, though, the little tips while he's talking to the cops, when you know what to look for, like these guys show you, it's fucking creepy. I mean, he was doing hand things and pointing in the direction of where he worked instead of just saying where he worked. And they say that going over the top like that and adding something extra to your performance is common in people who are lying. So he can't just say, oh, I work 100 miles that way. He actually has to point. It's just little things like that indicate the guy's guilty. So I'm interested in seeing what you're talking about with this Cruz guy.
Yeah,
Because,
there's 1,000 little things he does. It's like he pretends to. He's all over the place with what he's pretending to be. Too. He's like, I hear voices. I hear blah blah blah. There's yeah. He's pulling a full and the detective's not biting.
I hope my guy's a case on him that I'd like to see them pick him apart.
Yeah, damn straight.
All right. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll be listening, man.
Hell yeah! Thank you for calling, John. Love you.
Hey, live long and prosper, guys.
Live long and prosper, my dude.
You guys are awesome.
Oh.
All right, I'll be listening.
Hell yeah!
Let me get out of here.
All right, I'm gonna push forward on this just a little bit.
On the record, it's a factual basis for the plea.
See what we got.
Okay.
Fucking planes today are loud as shit.
As well as the factual basis presented by the state, I do find there's a factual basis for the plea. And based upon the defendant's guilty plea, I am going to adjudicate him guilty of counts 1 through 34 of the indictment. Also, a matter that was not was placed on the record but not in the defendant's presence, as that I did adjudicate the defendant guilty of all 4 counts of the information in case this was done on Friday.
Ooh, we talking Alec Baldwin in the chat?
129. I did
oh
on
shit!
Friday, which was the October 15th, I adjudicated defendant guilty of count 1, attempted aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, count 2, battery on a law enforcement officer, count 3, depriving an officer means of protection, and count 4 of the information. The defendant was adjudicated guilty. Now that
I'm sticking around. I want to see what he says to the families, or what he says to the survivors or the victims, or
for trial on the sentencing.
does he try to fucking apologize? Does he
before I go ahead and discuss
double down on being a piece of shit like Richard Ramirez would?
Add to the record or
yeah, that's what I'm interested in as well. I just want to see what he says.
Yeah.
He seems eager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
May I take off my mask? I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. And that if I were to get a second chance, I would do everything in my power to try to help others. And I am doing this for you, and I do not care if you do not believe me. And I love you, and I know you don't believe me, but I have to live with this every day. And it brings me nightmares, and I can't live with myself sometimes, but I try to push through because I know that's what you guys would want me to do. I hate drugs, and I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence out in the streets. I'm sorry, and I can't even watch TV anymore. And I'm trying my best to maintain my composure, and I just want you to know I'm really sorry. And I hope you give me a chance to try to help others. If I believe it's your decision to decide where I go and whether I live or die. Not the jury's. I believe it's your decision. I'm sorry.
He just blamed marijuana.
He did. He blamed weed.
Okay.
He wants people to quit smoking drugs, quit doing the drugs, because it causes racism. Oh, hey, Christy. Oh, thank you. Shit, let's put you in the super chat. Where are we at on this?
Hey, Christy. How you feeling? How's your daughter?
Yeah, is your little one feeling better?
That's the court to sentence him now. I don't think the victim is here for the purpose of the sentencing for that.
The victim has decided he does not want to be present. He asked me to ask Your Honor to impose the maximum sentence as possible.
I don't believe legally I can impose a consecutive. Counts 1 and 2 are the same.
Well, they're not, Judge. They have.
She's like, what the fuck are y'all asking?
I do believe that you can sentence to consecutive sentences. So we would ask for 15 years, which is the maximum on count 1, 5 years consecutive, which is the maximum on count 2, 5 years consecutive to that, which is the maximum on count 3.
I bet she's like, the fuck y'all are tripping. Nope.
Consecutive to that, which is the maximum on count 4.
Oh, good, Christy. I'm so glad to hear she's doing better.
Good.
I hate when the little.
It's the worst.
It really is.
It is actually not a lesser included.
Factually judged there.
Christy is now at
Because one is
$4 in the
battery on a law
pool.
enforcement officer using an item as a blunt object, whereas the second one is battery on a law enforcement officer, which is based on the punching and
Currently in the merch lottery, super chat lottery, we have Christy, Erica, and Shelly.
Yes, Your Honor, we are. We would ask, it's a total of 26 years in Florida State Prison.
C6.
You've already found him guilty.
You can give mine to somebody new that
What was that?
might not have them. You could give my like lottery thing to someone who's new, who necessarily might not be able to donate, but they should still get something.
Okay.
If you want. Yeah. I already won, so might as well pass it forward.
That's sweet of you. Hell yeah.
We can just put some names in a hat.
Damn straight.
Give it to somebody else, you know?
Yeah. I like that. That's what we should do. Fuck yeah.
He said at the very end that he believed that you were in charge of his sentence and not the jury. So
I'm not sure if he was talking about.
Yeah, and previous winners, Christy, Anthony Blackard, Erica.
Me or you meaning the victims?
Boom.
Yeah, let's put someone new in there.
it is going to be the jury that
mystery
determines his
in
sentence as 17 and not this court. So that we don't have an issue later on appeal or a 3.850 or a 3.851 saying that he misunderstood.
Janet Davis, that's funny. I mean, are they arguing about the different counts? Yeah, I think they want to.
For the victims' families, when you said you, but you do understand the state of the law. I went over that with you.
Yes, I do.
And so you know that it's neither
Well, thank you,
me
True Crime
nor
Wifey.
the victims' families that are going to be in charge of imposing the death penalty. I don't know if you meant, the way I took it was you meant that they could ask the state to waive it. No, that's not what you meant. Well, why don't you just tell me what you meant?
What I meant was is that I believe they should have the right to choose the victims themselves on whether I should take life or death.
So in other words, you're urging the victims to encourage the state to waive it and sentence you to life.
Judge, may I interject?
Sure.
I think what Mr. Cruz was saying was that ultimately in his heart he believes it should be the victims' families that make the decision about life or death. We have, however, explained to Mr. Cruz that it will in fact be the jury that will make that decision after the presentation of evidence of aggravators and mitigators in phase 2.
Okay.
This, I believe, is just his personal belief.
I understand.
It is in conflict with the law, but he understands the law.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mr. Cruz, is that correct?
Yes.
So if you were the legislature, you would leave
Who
that
gives a
position
crazy ass statement?
penalty to impose, but you understand that's not.
that's the answer we got.
You understand it's going to be up to the jury. I
understand.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Sure.
I think he's
They're
just
really
trying to say,
thinking
like,
way.
oh, go
They're
ahead.
thinking way too much about a crazy statement.
Oh yeah.
Is he trying to look like the good guy now? Is that why he's like, oh, they should decide? Like, that's just fucking weird. I mean,
He's
not how it works.
he's doing that thing where he thinks he's saying the right thing, but he's actually just proving he hasn't learned a fucking thing. That he hasn't learned anything. Like, he's done that more than fucking once now.
The court having adjudicated the defendant guilty, the defendant having waived PSI, the state is indicating that the victim in case number 18.
Alright, what do we got? That's just his plea.
14129 CF10A, which is Sergeant Raymond Beltran, has
Alright.
his right to be present.
We do have some live,
Hey, Jameson, do you think that he's gonna get life or death penalty?
oh.
Jameson might have some.
Today, is there any legal reason why it should not impose a sentence?
Yeah, because this one's not an actual sentencing, is it?
Nope. That's probably gonna be in like January.
Yeah.
Finally, count 4. The defendant has been adjudicated of attempted use of a self-defense weapon against a law enforcement officer, I'm imposing the maximum sentence of 364 days in the county jail. That is to run consecutive to counts 1, 2, and 3. Each count is
well,
to
here's
run
something.
consecutive to one another. I'm also imposing all mandatory court costs, cost of prosecution, fee for court-appointed counsel, and pursuant to 943-325, the defendant is required to submit to 2 samples of his blood or less intrusive method for purposes of the DNA bank. Sir, you have 30 days to
I don't want to make a comment on that. That's a hot button issue.
Yeah, I mean, I've made it clear on the show before that I'm not for the death penalty in any case. I do think humans are infinite potential, but he's saying specifically something to he's speaking in a way that leads me to believe he would exploit that if given the chance.
However, the defendant is to remain in the custody of the Broward County Jail and is not to be remanded to the Department of Corrections until the completion of Phase 2, which is the death penalty trial in the 18-1958 CF-10A. Thank you.
Judge, we would request that as to count 18 through 34, which are not counts that are eligible for the death penalty, that the court impose a sentence of life.
Wait, what happened, Michelle?
At this point,
Michelle said this is for when he beat up the cop in jail.
Yeah, that's what the sentencing was for at the end there.
Oh, I didn't. That little tiny little kid did that?
I think so. He got physically violent a couple of times with different people after being detained, I believe. I believe.
Can we just set it for a separate sentencing hearing on count 17 through 34 so those victims...
Elmer McCurdy. I can't believe motherfuckers found a mummy on a set. Real life human mummy. True crime always learn something new on a Tuesday in particular.
I have to say that's my fan favorite. Although I really do like my conspiracy too.
Yeah. Hey, Thursday's gonna be fun. We're gonna go deep on Thursday. Some conspiracies.
And the community can start healing knowing that Mr. Cruz...
Jill says he beat the shit out of that cop. He did?
But I understand the court's position.
Zombie sex said.
Statement that's on the record, and hopefully that message will be conveyed, your intention will be conveyed to them. All right, now...
Few minutes before we proceed to scheduling.
Absolutely. We'll take how about a 15-minute recess? Does that work?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Nuts. Man, nuts. I can't get him. Oh, sorry.
No. I was just saying, True Crime Wifey said there's a video of him beating up another fellow inmate on YouTube.
What?
Oh, Lord.
What?
It's news to me, but I'm kind of curious.
Did you type in Nick Cruz jail? It's Nick Cruz jail fight. Here we go. Oh, no.
On November 13th, 2018, surveillance cameras rolled inside the Broward Sheriff's Office main jail. The cameras recorded confessed school shooter Nicholas Cruz pacing around some tables. Just before 6 p.m., Cruz became animated, talking to BSO Detention Sergeant Raymond Beltran. Apparently, Beltran complained about Cruz dragging his sandals. Cruz gave him the finger, then rushed him and started a fight. Investigators say Cruz took the sergeant's stun gun, but no one was hit by it. The fight lasted more than 45 seconds. Beltran eventually gained the upper hand and put Cruz in cuffs. He led Cruz away. Court documents shed more light on what led to Cruz's actions. In the days after the attack, court records show Cruz's public defender wrote an email to BSO saying, "I have been reflecting on how this situation could have been different had you or the BSO taken action when I brought to your attention about Sergeant Beltran supervising Mr. Cruz." The public defender said a month earlier she alerted BSO about growing friction between Cruz and the detention sergeant. The public defender asked if BSO could limit the interaction.
Oh shit, he really does not like this guy.
But BSO says there was no formal allegation of any policy violation.
This kid needs to be locked up, honestly. Look at him. Violent shit. No self-control.
Court documents show he wrote, "Inmates housed in Broward County Sheriff's Office, Department of Detention Custody, do not get afforded the opportunity to select staff that supervises them. I will not allow any inmate in our custody the opportunity to try and manipulate who supervises them and when they do so." BSO said blame for the attack centered on one person. It could have been avoided if inmate Nicholas Cruz did not choose to violently attack a sworn deputy sheriff. That sergeant no longer has contact with inmates at the moment. He was placed on administrative assignment following a DUI arrest last March in Washington State. Sources tell CBS 4 News he was in that area to transport a prisoner back to Broward. The video from the jail attack highlights another issue. The video shows that it took about 2 minutes for other detention deputies to arrive at the scene of the attack. A law enforcement source told CBS 4 News that typically that response time would be about 20 to 30 seconds, and that this case was an exception,
Better get on,
not
Cat.
the rule.
That's not true.
Better get on with it, Cat.
But I hear not correctly that CO got arrested for a DUI.
Who did?
Did it say the CO got arrested for a DUI?
I think so.
That's bizarre.
Oh, here's him fighting at school. This kid does nothing but fucking...
react.
Yeah.
Hi, kitty kitty.
Take a look at this new cell phone video obtained by Local 10 News, which appears to show accused shooter Nicholas Cruz in a fight. A student tells us Cruz, wearing a white t-shirt, was fighting with several others in the courtyard at Stoneman Douglas High School on September 20th, 2016. The same date school records we cross-checked show Cruz was suspended for fighting.
Every day we're learning something more and more about the killer.
We've learned the Broward Sheriff's Office got over 20 calls about 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz over the last few years. So many former neighbors remember the trouble.
The police were in the driveway a lot.
Now the Department of Children and Families petitioning to release reports they have on Cruz. The public defender confirming Cruz was taking medication but at some point stopped, which should have been a flag. Then this bombshell. Someone called the FBI tip line to warn them about Cruz back on January 5th, giving details about Cruz's guns, his desire to kill people, erratic behavior, and disturbing social media posts.
Yeah.
That tip, though, never made it to Miami's FBI field office.
The potential of the FBI to miss something is always there. We do our best. We have some protocols to prevent these things. We will be looking into where and how, if something with the protocol broke down.
Just 40 days later, cops say Cruz carried out those threats, killing 17 people. He then reportedly blended in with fleeing students. Surveillance video shows him after the attack walking toward a nearby McDonald's alone. For Broward's superintendent of schools, learning so many people failed to connect the dots on Cruz is devastating.
That's a hard pill to swallow. It really is, considering what the ramifications of that one mistake is.
All right, now that we're kind of caught up, I'm going to run to the restroom, take a quick break, gang, and we're gonna watch the his interview, his jailhouse interview. Let's do that. Let's check out since Nicholas Cruz is kind of relevant. We'll check out that jailhouse.
All right, quick break.
All right, I'll be right back, gang.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Should you talk to me, anything you say can and may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Court of law?
Yes. What you're going to say to me, I can repeat as a matter of the investigative record of this case. So if this goes over to a court of law, then whatever you and me are going to talk about, I can repeat. So should you talk to me, anything you say can and may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Bam.
Yes. Okay. So
we're back.
Let me just rephrase that for you. If you say something good, I'm going to...
How's everyone doing?
If you say something bad, I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to tell the truth as to what our conversation is. Okay. So whatever...
Is this interview too quiet?
I'm going to repeat.
As loud as I can kind of get it right now.
Court of law.
It's also 10 hours long.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. You have
10 hours.
To talk to an attorney before talking to me, and
Yeah.
have an attorney here.
So we're gonna be probably, you know,
now or in the future. Do you understand that?
changing and flopping and going through and kind of me trying to find some examples where I can show you this guy's fucking nuts.
Do you understand?
Yeah, that works.
If you decide to answer the questions now without an attorney present, you'll still have the right to stop.
It's when no one's in the room, he thinks he can get away with acting crazy.
What?
Did you have headphones up? Well, I mean...
Here is a good example right here. He's acting like he's trying to harm himself, but he's holding a Band-Aid. Like, you're not an actual... He's acting like he's hearing voices and shit. He's not.
So he clearly knows he's on camera, and he clearly knows he can't do it in front of people that well.
Oh, yeah. And then they come in and cuff him.
Alright, do me a favor. Stay seated. Put your hands, kind of sit forward in your chair. Put your butt this way a little bit.
He's being a nuisance.
Handcuffs behind you.
Yeah.
Since you keep talking about hurting yourself.
Let me find, like...
Hold on.
Here.
I don't know. I don't understand why you can't admit you like guns. There's lots of guys who like them.
There's all the voices, he's saying to this guy. Who's like, well, I don't know why you can't just admit you like guns. Like, you just own guns. It's nothing to do with the voices in your head, you fuck.
Most people that have voices don't talk about voices.
No, not like this. Like, this, again, is like a really... he's not an intelligent person, Nicholas Cruz.
Why didn't you ever tell anybody other than your brother about the voices trying to get help?
Yep.
Huh?
No, it just kind of came up today.
Like, what? The voice is telling you to kill yourself. What more can you be afraid of? I'd be like, maybe I need to go... You want to talk to a psychologist. Why didn't you talk to a psychologist when the voices started?
Why didn't you talk to one forever ago then, homie? What's your fucking problem now?
The voice was telling you not to talk to a psychologist?
The voice was told him
somebody like your mom saying,
yeah.
Mom, I really
Good lord.
Psychologist because I got problems with hearing voices.
And I'm not laughing at mental illness by any means. I just don't like people fake it because it is a real thing and it's not funny.
It's the people who are feigning it to try to get a lighter sentence that I'm laughing at, yeah. Because it doesn't work in his case. He doesn't get a lighter sentence. Not that I've seen yet, and he's not tried as... there's no insanity plea.
People who are clinically crazy don't fake crazy.
No.
They don't. Sorry. I've watched a lot about them.
Yeah.
And I know someone with, almost like a multiple personalities, schizophrenic fight club type of deal.
Yeah.
And they have no idea they even have it. No clue.
What city? Near your house?
I don't know. I think they say BID. I'm not even sure what it was called, but she has no idea that she's using that way.
Okay, so she passed away in the clinic? Or she passed away at the hospital? You remember which hospital?
Never happened with his brother getting arrested for breaking into the school after the shooting. I don't know, True Crime Wifey. I haven't heard about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
were you there when she passed away?
Sounds like if he broke into a school that was shot up, it sounds like a prime piece of shit move. I don't know.
Was she in like a coma or what was she?
Why would he even do that?
Wow.
Okay, but she was able to communicate?
I don't understand that.
Hoping to like tape some blood or something for clout? Like why?
Yeah, or maybe get some kind of souvenir thing that he could sell, or...
Been told her about the voices?
Who fucking knows? You gonna storm today?
You ever go to church?
You know it's storming here.
No, I'm saying ever in your life.
Looks like it's storming everywhere. Where's the weather at?
Well, you believe it?
I think it's just a little cloudy until later. I'm in the desert, so it should
But if you believe in
hopefully
demons,
dry out and still get sunny. I don't know why it's not sunnier.
Angels is the
Ooh, good looking out, True Crime Wifey. She said, I just looked it up, got 6 months probation.
Hell yeah, in 2018. Word. Weird. I wonder why he's just in there tweaking his nipples or something. Weird.
Consequence culture, people.
Angels and God.
Give him death penalty.
Your mom passed away. That your mom is somewhere right now.
I don't think he did, though. I think you're thinking of a different guy.
She's somewhere else. But you never went to church or anything like that?
Gabby,
you ever just, maybe think about when you were hearing the voices, going to see a preacher or a priest or something like that?
One day where I was riding my bike,
I was possessed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's your account to say that on, but I don't understand. Well, I don't. Did he give us David Hogg, or wasn't that a different one?
So what did you think you really had to do other than kill yourself to get the voice out of your head? You didn't think a priest or a church could help you? What did you think you had to do? Okay, well, above and beyond all that, was there something else you could do to get that voice out of your head?
I don't know.
I was asking.
Yeah, this is Parkland.
Did you pray?
Is David Hogg from Parkland? I don't remember.
Get the voice out of your head?
Yeah, it's definitely Parkland.
Oh yeah.
You don't believe in God?
I mean, I wasn't particularly offended by anything any of the survivors said, but you know, I don't feel like I
like me because he thinks I'm too nice.
Were they like, was that the kid that was like trying to push for gun rights real hard or something?
Why do you think I'm nice? Forget the voice. Why do you think I'm nice? I already told you. Why.
I don't know. I can look it up real quick.
Oh, okay. I think he must have been the kid that was pushing for gun rights real hard.
What purpose would it be for me not to be nice?
I don't know.
What kind of music were you listening to? Did you have headphones on? Well, I mean, I'm sure we don't like the same music. What kind of music were you listening to? Name
Okay, he's gonna mention music that he thinks is like good and evil.
What was it? Mark Green.
He's trying to remember Mac DeMarco.
What was the song though?
Sad.
That's the name of the song? Sad?
No, Salad Days.
Salad Days.
He's talking about Salad Days by Mac DeMarco. That's right.
Was it, you know, it was on
Yeah,
your
David
phone,
Hogg is an American gun control activist.
The music on my phone is
Oh.
It's on your. What, I mean,
He rose to prominence during the 2018 gun violence protests as a student survivor of the Schumann Douglas High School shooting.
Okay.
You don't have to sing it to me, please.
Word. Well, Kev, word. Yeah. No problem with any of them. He was just annoying. Oh, you just don't like his attitude. Oh, okay. I was gonna say that doesn't sound like you to be upset by somebody spewing policy rhetoric. But he's just annoying. Word. I feel you. Okay. I don't recall what he was like. Maybe that's why I didn't really. Maybe he annoyed me too, just on an interpersonal level. Maybe that's why I don't know who he is. Here comes the blaming Slipknot again. Yeah, he's gonna try to blame like Panzermensch and Mac DeMarco and.
Might as well throw Marilyn Manson in there for kicks, for old time's sake.
Yeah, let's do a throwback. Marilyn Manson's in there. We'll throw Trent Reznor in the mix. Fuck it, Queens of the Stone Age. Let's throw fucking Homme in there. Josh Homme's in there too. Start stirring that sucker around.
Instruments?
That's just crazy talk.
Oh.
Like party music? I mean, again, I apologize because I'm pretty stupid about headphones. You have the big headphones on, or you have the little earpiece in? Okay. What other song other than the Russian?
The Russian is German. He's listening to Panzermensch, like just some German dance music he thinks is evil.
Did you pick the music yourself, or did the demon pick the music?
Remember, marijuana causes racism.
Oh yeah, we also found out today Nicholas Cruz thinks marijuana causes racism.
Give me an evil one compared to a sad one. You already gave me a sad
It's crazy.
one. Evil one.
No, we're not Charles Manson. We're talking about Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, Charles Manson. Well, yeah.
Lyrics to it?
Well, there's lyrics, but...
Maybe the dog told him to do it, you know?
Yeah. This is the same guy sentenced today. Not interested. Same kid. This is right after the crimes, right after the school shooting, and it's the interview.
Yeah, this is.
Well, your last name is Cruz, so I'm assuming you have some Spanish heritage.
Yeah, here's kind of the best part of it. Like honestly.
Just because you like it?
Oh, good.
Okay, but you
That's
always
true.
listen
My
to
wife
German
said
music?
David Hogg's
There's
dad,
Russian and German.
Kevin, is an FBI agent.
That tracks.
Do you
That's pretty
speak
badass.
German?
That
Do you
tracks.
speak Russian?
No.
You have. Then how do you know what the lyrics mean?
We have such knowledgeable people in here.
It could be
I'm seriously
Wow.
educated by
No, because
everyone.
you can't speak.
Yeah. Early, he will probably even blame his cousin that ate the last slice of pumpkin pie last Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So you listened to him a lot of times, and you never wanted to know what the lyrics were.
Yeah, zombie, I'd be careful. I'm certainly not gonna repeat that.
I mean, I got to ask the question with all this German stuff. I mean, you don't speak German at all. Is German in your heritage at all? Russian?
I don't know what my heritage is.
Well, is Cruz your adopted name? Do you know what your name was before that? Do you think you were German or Russian?
I don't know.
You don't know?
He doesn't
What does that
know.
Look into who your real parents were?
What if he's a Russian sleeper
Do
agent?
anything like that to try to find out under that Ancestry.com or anything?
My mom tried it.
They programmed him as a baby and then sent him into the adoption world of the U.S.
Okay, but you never tried to find your birth.
I mean, that's what I would do. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you wanted.
I mean, I'm adopted, so I can be a sleeper agent too.
There you go.
Born at all?
Are you Russian?
I said, I don't know.
Oh!
It's Margate.
Margate, Florida?
Come
You
on.
had a playlist of music that the demon helped you pick out, but you picked out some of them. Just having a tough time understanding this demon.
It must be hard to sit there and entertain these people and just be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I would just want to be like, cut the shit. Let's get down to it.
I'd be smacking him in the face. Cut the shit, you little piece of shit. You little... Shut up, bitch. I mean, yeah, shaking him.
You can't do that, so I give him mad props for listening to this bullshit.
Did you ever do that?
I tried it.
Well, and he keeps giving him rope too, and like Nick just keeps kind of returning the favor, like, all right, here's some shit you can pull on later. And then by the end of this interview, it's just, you're full of shit and we know it later. He's like, well, let me see what the psychologist had you ask me, and he's like, nothing compassionate.
50 a week?
You fucking weirdo, you're not about to get fucking love from any of us.
Did you buy all your own food and stuff? No?
He thought he was genuinely gonna. He had like a movie idea of what it's like to be insane and to enter an insanity plea, and it didn't work out for him.
100 to 300?
No, under 300.
Under 300 a week. So that's pretty good money, $1,200 a month, and you're paying 50 every 2 weeks, so that's 100. What'd you do with the other $1,200 a month you made? You got, I mean, you had your mom's money too, so what'd you do with your money? Food? I mean, you eat out every day or what? That's a lot of money to spend $1,200 a month on food.
BB guns.
The Xanax you were talking to me about earlier, where'd you get the Xanax? On the street or?
On the streets.
So you should buy that. Other than Xanax and marijuana, what other drugs you never tried?
Xanax, weed,
PCP, cocaine.
He's a street hustler.
Heroin.
Yeah. High school kid shit.
Okay, Xanax. How many of those did you take when you used to take them?
5.
Okay, 5. What size bar?
My ass.
Yeah, he wasn't taking no 5 bars and nothing. He's too broke.
Nope.
He's too broke too. He lying. And they disproved a lot of that too with toxicology. They're like, this kid was barely high. He was sober the day of.
Yeah, there's no freaking way.
He didn't do anything the day of. He's sober shit.
When was the last time you think you did Xanax?
A long time.
He probably like licked it.
Yeah.
Helps you get the demons away.
Yeah.
Marijuana does better. When was the last time you smoked marijuana?
Oh, because he has on one of those paper outfits. Yeah, he probably was on Suicide Watch.
Smoke marijuana every day to get rid of the demon. illegal.
We gotta talk about the Murdaugh cases in South Carolina. I've done extensive research, corruption.
So
All the way to... I'm excited, True Crime Wifey. I've been waiting for somebody to reach out in Discord to like plan one of the days really hard with me.
I mean, you had the money, man.
I've been waiting for Arianthe. I don't know where Arianthe is today. I hope she's okay. We'll have a thumbnail made for Skinwalker.
So the demon wanted to do wrong, but then your good side didn't want to do wrong by smoking marijuana?
Arianthe, where you at, girl? I'm gonna text her.
I know she hasn't been getting notifications.
Oh.
She came in late yesterday for that reason.
That's true.
It's a pain.
Why didn't you tell the doctor to get a prescription for Xanax or marijuana? You got a medical prescription, right? Did you ever think about that?
That was illegal.
You get it. Doctors can prescribe you marijuana now, and they can prescribe you Xanax.
True that.
I don't even know how much of the population is on Xanax, but Xanax is probably one
Too
of
many
the
people on that too.
in the country.
That's just the devil.
And he's still saying it'll make you shoot up a school, and it's like, dude, I've definitely been twisted on both of those, and it is the devil, but I'd never shoot up a school.
Tell him about your...
Hell no!
Hell
I'm drooling
no.
on my own self.
Yeah, boy, I be clanging pans together outside, yelling for kids I don't even have. Like yeah, it should make you act crazy as shit. But not that kind of crazy as shit. He was sober that day.
When you fell off the porch.
I mean, it can make you black out and miss days, but I mean,
You gotta have something in you that wants to shoot up a school to do it on that inebriant.
yeah.
That's still, I think, on you. I don't know. I've seen people do some crazy shit, but never fucking kill somebody in a Xanax blackout. I'd say, again, like, been outside banging pans together, fucking yelling at people, fights for sure, but never killing somebody. Killing a whole school full of people.
That's true.
Oh yeah, Curly says rapidly stopping certain medications can make you do crazy things.
That's true.
But I'm not convinced he was taking that on a regular, especially if he's buying it off the street.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why, well, forget that for a second. Let me ask you another crazy question. Was the demon there that night? Ian beat you up on campus? Was the demon there that day when Ian beat you up on campus?
Yes. Told me all the time.
Okay, so who did Ian beat up? You or the demon?
Yeah, right, Curly?
Okay, so why didn't the demon do something to stop it?
Yeah, exactly, Curly. I had a similar
That's a
experience.
question, because the demons tell you to do all these bad things. Why couldn't the demon get you mad enough to get the best
I
of
mean,
Ian?
he definitely planned it because he said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well, there's a cell phone video of him straight up saying, I'm gonna be the next school shooter. So anyway, what's up? It's me. Later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Dude's not intelligent in any way.
The demon's this all-powerful thing that tells you to do bad things, and you're afraid of it. Why didn't
Dude
the
is a
demon just
very
take
low
over right
tact.
then when Ian was getting the best of you and get the best of Ian? Well, why did the demon not do that? Why do you think?
Trying to figure it out.
I don't know. I can't figure it out either, because I don't think the demon exists.
I think.
Oh,
I don't think it
jeez.
exists.
So I don't think the demon exists.
I think that go ahead, bud.
Am I able to think to myself?
Someone would have believed him if he would have said Spice made him do it. This true crime wifey.
Oh, I'm just thinking about the demon.
I don't know nothing about that.
You want me? I'll leave you to think for a while, and then I'll come back and talk to you. I personally, I think you're using the demon as an excuse.
I'm not.
Oh, for sure, Curly. That is totally premeditated.
By getting a prescription for marijuana, you could stop the demon by getting a prescription for Xanax.
Yep.
You could stop the demon by eating marijuana, which you're doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon by doing Xanax illegally, which you're doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon anytime you want. You didn't want to stop the demon.
No, that's not true.
You didn't. You could have. I've given you 4 ways you could have stopped the demon, man. Okay, now you know you're just acting like that because.
No.
Okay, well, relax. You're just acting like that because I'm making sense. Calm down. I'm making sense.
Look at him throwing a fit, trying to act crazy still while throwing a fit.
Because it doesn't fit into the story you're telling right now.
I'm telling you the story. It's true. It's
Well, why are you looking
Yeah,
at
this is
Army?
what faking being crazy looks like.
Well, why didn't you want to stop the demon?
I don't know.
Because I think you like the demon.
No, I don't.
Why didn't you stop it then?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, that's if the demon even exists.
Word, Debbie. Word.
Can I get an attorney or something?
You want what? An attorney?
Yeah.
Word.
Did the demon, the voices tell you to get an attorney?
That's why I don't like having one around for myself
Right,
anyway.
tell the voice
I have
that
mental
don't
issues.
hit yourself in the head because the attorney the demon just requested. I will stop talking to you.
I'm scared.
You're scared of what? What?
Why wouldn't he protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he protect me?
Well, wouldn't he protect me, man? What are you talking about?
Does the demon know an attorney? Any name in particular?
You walked to a McDonald's afterward. It sounded like it fucking did.
Alright, well just relax. You're done talking to me.
Fucking weirdo.
Alright?
Lying ass murderer.
Ooh, true crime wifey, I agree with you. 100.
Yeah, I try to keep the kids off pharmaceuticals, gang, for sure. For sure.
And myself.
Yeah, did the demons tell you to get an attorney?
No, the demon wanted a fucking Big Mac, okay?
Yeah.
My desk is on the other side of the room, alright?
The demon took my ass to McDaniel's and then bounced out and left me to deal with the ramifications. Bullshit, look at this. He's still trying to find something to harm himself with. Look at that. He's trying to cut my fucking arm open with this band-aid. Fucking idiot. Here's the more amp. They're gonna come in here in a minute and be like, but they're gonna let him do this for an unusual amount of time. They're like, nah, let him try. He might be too stupid to kill himself with the things in this room. Like, he's not even crazy enough to kill himself. He's not. Look at this. It's like a band-aid. He's just crying, rubbing a band-aid on his arm. It's like he's trying to hold it open for the camera too, so he's trying to show them like, look, I'm scratching myself.
Oh yeah.
You better get in here before I cut myself open. Like, but you're not going to.
What does he think that, like, gonna prove? Is he gonna get... What?
Alright, do me a favor. Stay seated. Put your hands, kind of sit forward in your chair. Put your butt this way a little bit. I'm gonna put handcuffs behind you. Since you keep talking about hurting yourself. Alright. Hold on. Put your hand behind your back. No, not behind the chair. Behind your back. I don't want to make it that uncomfortable. But if you sit forward, you won't put pressure on yourself. No, you don't have to lean forward. Just bring your butt this way. Come up out of the chair a little bit. Lift your butt out of the chair. Now sit back down so you have room, so you're not sitting on your arms. Okay? That's so you don't...
This kid can't even get comfy right, dude.
Because what did the demon say about me? I'm a nice guy. Right? Why would
Oh yeah, Ron, no.
Why would I want to...
Yeah. getting clear. Yeah, for me, it wasn't easy to get off of the psych meds for sure.
Need something? Just yell. I'll be right back. My
It's a tough one.
office is just on the other side of that wall.
Oh yeah, Ron. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Because he's like, holy shit, this guy shot up a school but can't listen to simple directions. Exactly. Or like he's like picking at himself with the band-aid. Like the things he's doing to try to garner sympathy or attention or mercy from the police are like juvenile at best. Definitely like naive in nature.
Is it possible he has like ADHD or ADD or something?
I think so. I think he's been diagnosed with some kind of attention. I believe so. He's been diagnosed with something. But he's definitely not schizophrenic or a psychopath. He's just an idiot with anger issues. Is he trying to sniff his own farts? Right now, yes. He probably thinks somehow it's going to kill him because it's uncomfortable. So he's just putting himself in the most torturous, uncomfortable positions possible.
Curly.
Yeah. Like a kid when you're trying to put them to sleep and they start scratching at their face or pulling their hair and shit. You ever seen a kid fight sleep like that? Bang, that's what you're looking at. Here's him kick back. See again, he's just gonna keep nice.
I think it's weird that he was like addressing the families and the victims, and he's like, "I love you, and you know I do, and I think it should be your choice." What do you mean, I love you? That's just a really weird ass thing to say.
Yeah, and how would they fucking know that?
Like what?
I think they're gonna bring
He's a weird kid.
a brother in or some shit.
What is he doing with his foot?
There we go.
I love you too, bro. I know what you've gone through, bro. That's okay, bro.
Oh.
I know how you grow up. I know exactly. People don't understand you like I understand you. Yeah, I don't. You don't know what you want to do with your life. You didn't know what you wanted to do with your life. How do you not know what you want to do with your life? You talk about the army. I know. You talk about. I think that's really it. I mean, you never really told me about what you want to do with your whole life.
Just the army.
Yeah, that would have worked out great.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
Well, he's on psych meds, so he's unfortunately not applicable.
Oh.
You can't even. Man, it's not even about the gun. I don't know why I'm talking about that. You're only 19, dude. You know,
With his diagnoses from the adoption place, he couldn't have served.
Years you had.
They would have taken him.
You're still stuck in your teenage mindset, and you did this dumb. You're not thinking about your future.
Well, his brother's trying.
Brother's definitely trying.
What? I still love you.
I think he's a little misguided too.
I mean, I wish I could have prevented this, because I feel like this is a big part of like my fault also, because you know we grew up together. Like I know I was.
It seems like he's holding back, smacking the shit out of this kid.
You told me that I'm pretty sure that you told me that I made you want to kill yourself or something, and I'm sorry that I grew up being a dumb jerk to you and made fun of you and didn't want you to hang out with my friends, even though there's nothing wrong. Like, I think about it, like, I was just, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to talk right now. Can't even see Kobe anymore, or Maisie. And that's what you would text me, you'd be like, oh, how Kobe, how amazing, they're good. Like, dude, you had...
Your brother adopted too?
I think so, yeah.
You had me, though. I swear, like, I even cried, dude. I think I've thought about, like, you killing yourself, and I cried about it. And by myself, I think, damn, like this kid, like if he killed himself, like I would feel like because this is my brother, like I love him.
Oh.
I'm a failure, dude.
I mean,
no question about it.
nah, dude, you're lost. You're not in your head. Like you're not with yourself. I feel like you're caught up in something in your head. You're not right in the head. That's for sure. You're not right in the head. Even though we chilled and like I've understood you and like. You remember those days when we go to the pool?
They're crazy. This is crazy.
We talk going there and walking back about crazy. Like I liked hanging out with you, dog. But you know, like we have different like thought. Like we didn't really like. I don't know. We do different stuff. That's why I wasn't always there. You know, I like to skate. You like to guns. You like guns. That's all I knew. I didn't feel it like that. I was like, man, I don't even want to leave. I want to stay here with you, but I can't, dude. I want to talk to you. Like, I would love to just talk to you one-on-one.
Yeah, you have a good one, True Crime.
I wish you could just get up and walk with me. We could walk, but no. You can't talk. You can't do that.
Alright, well, like I said, I gave you guys some time together. No, I understand that now.
I'm gonna come to your trial. I'm coming to everything, alright? I'll come see you whenever I'm allowed to. I'll have everything.
Sweet from the brother for sure. Oh. Sweet of the brother to do, but man. Fuck Nicholas Cruz, what an idiot. What an idiot.
No.
But I think I'm probably going to pop off for right now too. I gotta run down to the store. Zimmy! Where you at? Oh.
What up?
Oh, what up, my dude? I was just
How
talking
you doing, guys?
Oh, pretty good. I was just talking about taking a break and then boom. Some excitement, baby. How you doing? How's Italy going?
I'm good, though.
Oh, doing pretty good, baby. Just trucking on. We're talking about Nicholas Cruz right now. We were watching the interrogation of, because he just... Yeah.
I know that story, bro. I've been watching that on YouTube like years ago.
Yeah.
How long that was? Because they talk here in Italy about this, like, people over there went crazy in USA with these little kids going with gun at the school, you know?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's what Nicholas Cruz was up to, and then he got, I don't think sentenced, but he pled guilty today or yesterday. And
Timmy.
Oof.
Oh, sorry.
Yo,
I was gonna ask Timmy if that was like unheard of, essentially, in Italy.
Oh yeah, school shootings. People has that happened around?
No, but people here don't own guns, so nobody can shoot. At least, at the maximum here, people like fight each other like with they punching like little kid, you know. I mean, in Italy we do have some issue with like group of kids that bullying somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they pull up this new law that I'm not saying they jail you, but if like any kids like go and say to the teacher that somebody's bullying him, you can go. They fire you from the school, so they kick you out of the school. So you need to find another school. So
that's good.
Word.
Yeah, but I mean, in USA, like, is free gun for everyone, so that's why the people, I think. Mark, we was talking about this, about the guns in USA, like they need some kind of control because, you know, people own so many guns over there, and like little kids can have these guns, and you know, like I said, somebody bully you in the school, like you don't want to talk with your parents because maybe you are like Christopher Cruz, the guy over there.
Exactly.
He doesn't seem normal guy, you know what I mean? So somebody can go crazy, you know, just grab the gun of the father and go at the school and
yeah. Yeah, and you know, he's not talking to anybody like Nicholas Cruz. Yeah, he's not going to open up to his parents. It's like weird videos you find after the fact on his phone that he's doing by himself, like really introverted people. That can be the problem.
Exactly. So
yeah.
And imagine if you can have access to the gun, like man.
Yeah, dude.
You know, when everyone like that like had experience of bullying at the school, at some point you want to like punch somebody, you know?
Yeah.
But what if you have a gun?
Yeah.
I went through it with my daughter, and it went on for a year and a half, and then I finally like had to threaten the school because they were like, well, that's not the definition of bullying, and that's peer what do they call it? Peer something. Peer, I don't even know what the hell. And so I had to like literally like go above them and go to like, oh, it was hell. Let me tell you. And then I finally got my child transferred. But like telling my kid every day, like, hey, I'm trying to help you, and like watching the defeat in her eyes.
Erika, you know what they do here in Italy to kids that usually get bullied at the school? They bring it at the gym where they teach to fight. You know what I mean? So you bring your kid over there, your kid learns how to defend herself. I mean, without using arms, you know what I mean? Like guns and stuff like that. So, and like I know, I have friends of mine that they have like a friend of mine, he has this, his son, now he's like 16, but back in time he was like 12 years old, and he had issues in the school because he was fat, you know, and the other guy was bullying him, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So my friend bring his son at the boxing school, you know what I mean?
That's what I got. Yep.
Yeah. So later is now the son of my friend. He is like almost 70 years old, and he's like very talented boxer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was a talent. You know what I mean? But now at the school, nobody bully him because you know he know how to defend himself. And you know, when you go like on this like boxing school, they not only teach you to defend yourself, but they teach you a sort of code, like how you to defend the weakness. You know what I mean? And,
Kind of like karate. Like they teach you.
Yeah.
You know,
so now
you absolutely
this
have.
kid
Like they
not
teach you.
only don't get any more bully, but now he is very respectful and he defend his friends. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Against these guys that trying to bully. So it's a point. I get it. Like when the parents have to work all the day, so it's hard, man. I don't have kids, so I cannot talk. But like, if I had
we went
Go
through
ahead.
a living hell, though. Let me tell you, it was pretty bad. You know, but I never said to my kid like, "Well, hit them back or do this back." Like, I pretty much had to tell her to just don't engage, and like I had to fight it with the higher ups, and it was definitely difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's like that in every state, but it ended up being this big problem, and we ended up having a town meeting, and there was like 300 other families that were going through what we were going through, and that is just not okay.
Also in America.
Chunky Jack Russell.
Sorry.
Are you good?
He has some issue, bro. He has like you know, the arthritis call on the ankles.
Getting old.
So yeah, he's not very old, but you know what I mean. He has this issue. I don't know, bro. I'm treating him. I went to the doctor and they give him those medicine, but seems that don't like. I mean, it works, but for like a
Is it
small
Rimadyl?
period. Yeah, it's limited time. So when he moves and stuff like that, he's in pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to be a vet check.
Oh,
And
so crazy.
by the way,
Oh.
like if I had kids, and let's say my son, like I see that he has like problem, you know, because you can recognize when the youngest guys, they don't talk in the family when they have problems in the school. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so I will encourage my son, if I had one, I don't have right now, but in the future, to go in like in the boxing school or something like that, because it makes you also the champion of the guy. So you become more confident on your on how I can say, on your skill, and you be more open with other people, because a lot of friend of mine, they work all day, you know what I mean, so they don't really have time to spend with the family, with the kids. So the only time they spend is Sunday or Saturday, you know.
Yeah.
So that is not enough, you know. You
No.
cannot leave a little kid alone all the week, and you just pretend to be a father in the weekend. So that's why I don't have like kids right now, because I don't have time to dedicate to them.
To actually
You know what I
be
mean?
yeah.
Because I want to be present, bro. Like I want to, not too much present, but present. You know, you want to enjoy when they are kids, because after they reach 17, 18, it's over, bro. You don't see them anymore.
I was telling Mark yesterday that I have like family meetings and we just talk about things.
Erica, how many kids you have?
3.
3. How many female and how many male?
Oh, they're all girls.
Oh, damn! You
Yeah, a lot going on, but we, in order to stay like touch base, we all sit down, family meeting. It could be about like what we do during the week, what happened during the week, what we want to do, if we want to add a pet to the house, if someone wants to. It's open discussion, and we just touch base. I think it's.
I imagine it's gonna be like always fight with 3 girls.
No, honestly, no.
No.
Nope. I won't.
Okay.
We don't tolerate that. We do not tolerate that.
Word.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
We listen to each other's feelings. We listen to each other's concerns, and we do the typical like, well, this is how you made me feel, and this is how, you know, I would like you to do it going forward. We're pretty I don't know what the word is there, Mark.
Open, understanding, communicative.
Yeah, like I don't know. We just
good communication skills.
What was
Are we both getting stoned right now, Bert?
Yes. Indeed.
Justin started.
Yo, Mark, take a breath, man. Not a weed breath, a normal breath.
Weed breathe only breathe, Zimmy.
Holy weed breaths today, baby.
I want to ask you guys, how many other school shooter happened after Cruz?
After him?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think like
hundreds.
170?
Well, that's like how many we get. Like that's how many we had. I think this last year, right?
Somebody posted
school shootings. No, dude, there was not 100. There may have been 170 mass shootings, or like shootings,
like
but I seriously don't believe that there was 170 schools that got shot up last year.
Hold up. Somebody posted it in the chat, but yeah, I mean,
You know how many shootings we have in Italy?
2018.
Or like let's say in Europe, we can have 20 in a year.
Are you counting the bow and arrow, guys?
Are we counting the crossbows? Oh.
Over there, guys, you
Are
have
we counting
the
the
issue
mass
with the
stabber
gun
that had to
control.
get fought off with a narwhal horn?
That happened.
The narwhal knight lives on.
Oh, the narwhal knight. Oh, I'd love to protect my people with a narwhal horn.
Is it me? There's been 24 school shootings this year.
Oh.
Yeah. In
Since-
1 year?
Since August 1st is what it says.
Oh.
And then since 2018, 82.
Since August 1st or as of August?
Probably as of August 1st. If it said
Oh,
6
So,
years.
guys, do you
No,
think
this-
you have... Do you... Go ahead.
16. There's only 16 since August. I shouldn't say only. 16 since August.
Okay. August, September, October. Okay, 3 months. Okay, 16. Do you think, guys, you have a problem with gun control over there or not?
Oh,
I'm gonna
That's the
tap
question.
on this one.
That I let everybody else kind of rant about that one. I think that we need to invest in the safety of them because I don't think prohibition will work. That'll only cause extremism at this point, because once ideally it's something you could just bottle up in cork and put away, but it's not. It's already been opened and everyone's already drank it and everyone already knows how to make a gun. And everybody, there's a lot of people who know how to are making guns right now in America. So it's one of those things that you can't get rid of. So what do? It's kind of like automobiles. You try to do your best to make licensure as thorough and, appropriate and cheap as possible.
I also think if you own a gun, that you should have
I'm
to
gonna
spend.
tell you guys.
Oh, jeez. Go ahead.
I will never raise my son in a country when somebody can go at the school with a gun and kill every one of them. I'm telling you, bro.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who choose not to. Yeah.
This is why I'm happy. I am European,
Oh yeah.
Like in Europe, this shit doesn't happen because we don't own guns.
Dude, somebody just killed like 12 people with a fucking bow in Sweden the other day.
That's true.
Is Sweden part of Europe, Jimmy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
People still find a way to kill each other, bro. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I agree.
I
think
know that,
if you
bro.
own a gun, you
I
should
know,
have
but
at least
listen.
as much money you spend on that gun should be spent on a safe, so that your kids can't take that gun somewhere when they're angry. Because all
Exactly.
kids get angry. Like, people are gonna kill
Yeah,
people.
bro, but listen, I am happy I live in a place where it's
I get that.
almost impossible to find a gun. Almost. I'm not saying it's impossible.
But okay, I get that.
We
That's
can go
fine.
to school and like strangle a kid because we're pissed.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I get that. I
Okay,
understand what you're
guys,
saying.
I'm talking about something different. That
okay.
Your kid go at the school, somebody beat him, he go at your home, take your gun, and go at the school and kill like 20 people.
Like Nicholas,
talking about
like Nicholas Cruz, kind of, yeah. See, again, like I kind of agree with Chief with our, because again, there's nothing you can. If you were to try to take away guns, it would cause extremism and riots and crime and more shootings than there were before. If you tried to take them away in America, so what do you? Yeah, so what do? You have to improve the infrastructure. You have to give people things like tax incentives to get that gun safe. You have to make licensure not harder to get, but a little more thorough with what knowledge it makes sure that you know. You know what I mean?
Maybe even like a registry. Like a registry, like when you get your gun, you have to say if you have like children living in the home, so that way, like if something comes up at school, I don't know. That
And
might
on
be-
top of that, what I think, dude, you should have to tell somebody if you own a child when you buy a gun, and you should have DHS come to your house every now and then and make sure that motherfucker's really locked up.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a headache, but dude, is there any headache that's not worth having less school shootings, right? Like
It should probably be known with DHS anyway if you have a gun safe and children. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
They do it.
Yeah,
they do it with felons. You can't have a gun in the house if you're a felon or a felon lives with you. So
and they will come check on that.
Hey, Chief, Zimmy, Erica, will you guys hold down the chat for just a second? I gotta call Lux real fast.
For sure,
Sure.
dude.
Be right
Hey
back.
Zimmy, do you have any ideas? Like, what would you do to like help with gun control if you were in that situation?
If you knew that the country would riot if you said you can't have them anymore, like the country would break apart.
I love the European laws. You cannot own a gun. You can own a gun only if you are law enforcement, like you are like police or military, stuff like this. You cannot own a gun. Like you don't need a gun.
You like that?
Or 911 if you have problem. Because listen, if I agree that in USA, like the people that rob you, they have guns, so you need the gun to defend yourself. But here, people usually, when they go to rob somebody, they don't have guns, so you don't need gun because you go in the jail here. If you shoot somebody at your home, he is trying to escape. Okay, let's say somebody broke your home, he stole something, and he is going trying to escape, and you shoot him, you go in the jail in Europe.
Okay. What do you what would you say to the people who hunt for a living or for sport, but mostly the people who make a living off of it?
I don't agree with the hunting because I don't like to kill animals.
Here's a question I had for you, Zimmy. Let's say if someone breaks into your house and steals something, does the state pay you back for what's stolen?
If you have an insurance, yes, sure.
No, not insurance. I pay for insurance. That's what I'm saying. If the so you're just supposed to let somebody steal your shit and leave?
Something.
You have. I'm asking you a question.
Let's say, bro, listen, bro, listen.
Okay, everybody take a breather.
Let me answer, guys. So, if somebody break at my home and he stolen a computer, okay? Let's say 2,000 euro a MacBook Pro, okay? 2,000 euro computer.
Yeah.
So I have to kill somebody because he's taking out my computer, okay?
No.
Listen to me. So, listen. So I kill somebody because somebody broke in my home and he took a computer. So in this case, I'm saying that his life is worth 2,000 euro a computer.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I was just asking, like, I think it's weird that you have to. I mean, I guess you could go after him with a kitchen knife. It's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen, in Europe we have the law. If he's threatening you with a knife, you can defend yourself. Or if you have a gun, you can defend yourself. Okay. But
right, yeah.
You're not going to be able to fight up a gun.
Like if he's unarmed, like usually in Europe, people that go and rob at the house, they are unarmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
If he's unarmed, man, you cannot kill somebody because a life is not worth it. 2,000 euro. Like, who'll fit your house with a camera? The day after, they're gonna catch him, bro. Like,
I hear what you're saying.
I agree. USA is a different world, but here in Europe, it's kind of different because, you know, we have camera every corner here, bro. If somebody comes to rob you at the house, they already are checking the plate of the car and the shit 10 kilometers before. So even if somebody broke into your home, they're gonna check all the cameras. They're gonna see that somebody at that hour moved with the car. They're gonna go and get him. You know what I mean, bro? Or they want to see somebody moving because it's hard now. It become very hard for like a criminal to do crimes in Europe. You know,
yeah, I guess
all these cameras set up. And remember, in Europe they don't need to ask a judge a permit to put the phone under control. They just put your phone under control because they think that you may have make a crime. You know what I mean? So it's different, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's be honest, man. If somebody rob a computer, a television, let's say, man, a life is not worth it. 2,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000.
I agree with that. But I'm saying, like, if a big dude broke into my house, I'm not gonna kill somebody or shoot. I'm not even gonna shoot at him. But if I say, "Hey, dude, I've got a gun back here, and if you don't leave, there's gonna be a problem," and he may even just leave then. Or if I shoot that motherfucker in the roof and he hears the gun and he doesn't, he'll definitely leave.
Yeah, but next time when he gonna come at your home, he's gonna come with a gun, and that's
Maybe.
gonna end. And that's gonna end bad. You or him gonna die. Let's say somebody come to rob you. Usually when people see somebody that bro, I can understand your point of view because you live in USA, and usually when people broken in a home, they go with a gun.
Yeah, they got shit. Yeah, and I get what you're saying. Whereas if most people are unarmed, then they don't deserve to die. I agree.
Yeah, they don't have guns here. So when they broken home, when they see somebody turn on the light, they get scary, they go away. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And here it happened that somebody shoot somebody that was jumping the wall, and he shoot him in the back, and they jail him, the owner of the home. Like, the fuck, you kill somebody that didn't stole nothing. He tried to broken in your home. I agree, is your property, you work hard and your shit, but the government, they have a kind of sort of payment, you know, like even you don't have the insurance. If somebody stolen, like, you know, that you can certify that you have a television, okay? And they stolen, they, the community council have like a proper account that refund you, or they go buy you a television.
That's fucking cool. See, that's cool.
They buy you the television, or you say, okay, he got me the computer of my son, so I don't have money now to buy another computer, so I work hard for the computer. So the community does refund you with a new computer. You know what I mean? They do give you a new computer. You know what I mean?
That's actually very badass. I like that a lot.
And as far as the rural areas and the hunting question, I do know in some places in Europe they have exceptions if you live out in rural areas because you need to defend your livestock and things like that.
Thank you, Justin. I was just trying to look that up.
No, they have here, bro. They have gun for the hunting here. Today, just in the Italian news, today just one homeowner just killed somebody that broken at his home with his hunting gun. You know, it's called doppietta, the two that have two, the twice they use it for the duck or for
shotgun,
yeah, the shotgun. And it was for hunting. And he killed this guy. The problem now, he's in trouble because this guy, he was jumping the wall. He did get nothing, you know.
Oh, he was like running away?
Yeah, he was going away, and this guy, he shoot him from the back, you know. He tried to get in. When he saw that was people inside the home,
he ran away. Yeah, and there are very few states in the U.S. where you'll get in trouble for that too. Here, like, you're not allowed to just shoot people in the back, like as they're leaving your house or running in your yard or whatever.
You have to prove that you were like an
if somebody broken in my home when I'm sleeping. So don't get me wrong. I'm not defending the people that broken the home.
No, Zimmy, you're good. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, in my opinion, if somebody broken the home, should be the law, okay? That get him, the police get him, okay? And put him in the jail 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 45, not 1 year, 2 years. Because when you broke into the home, you go to the privacy of somebody else. You know what I mean? That is very, very bad. You know?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Because if somebody have little kids, they can be scared and they can have mental problem in the future. You know what I mean? Like, people get scared every night. So it's not but the law needs to be strong instead of being, they are very light on this case. Because if the law is strong, if you, let's say, you know that if you broken in a home, even you don't get nothing, you know, you don't steal nothing, they catch you, they put you 50 years in the jail. Are you gonna go over there for a computer, for €2,000 computer? No
So you're saying like it's less likely for someone to even do that because of they know they're going to get
but
caught and
it's gonna
punished
be
by the
few
law.
people. But let's say that somebody is a serial home broker because he know he's gonna get 1 year, 2 years. Okay, he's gonna say, okay, fuck it, 1 year. I'm gonna try it. You know, are people that are desperate, no? Usually like drugs addicted people like this, they don't think, you know what I mean? They try.
Yeah. B&E is pretty common around here. B&E is like just not a big deal to people. Yeah. What was that?
Sounded like a Merc side, bro.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah. Yep. See, someone knocked on his door. That's what the sign was.
Yo, you know,
Demi, we hear you.
Guys,
we hear you.
Guys, all of you got the vaccine or not? COVID.
Yeah, I do.
I did.
Mark, Mark can't do that.
I don't think Merc can get
No,
it.
you know, I own a studio with another guy, so this other guy, he got the COVID because he don't want to get the vaccine. So he was very, very bad. Now
Wait, there's
he's
I guess I have read. I was like, I'm surprised that there's people outside of America that don't want to get the vaccine. But
I mean,
hey, no, I think they're everywhere though. The people that just don't want to get vaccinated.
it makes sense. I get both sides, dude. If you don't like it or trust it and don't want to take it, bro, that's cool, dude. Governments are fucked. I understand. If like I would like if you would maybe stay home more then, but like I can't tell you what to do. So don't get it or get it. I don't care. But yeah, I got the shit, and as far as I can tell, I haven't mutated into not a human yet.
Yeah.
Just don't bitch.
Everybody I know that's had it
their
is
legal
fine.
right to not let you in.
What was that?
Yeah. You shouldn't if it's. They said I don't know. Go ahead. Say it again. I think I didn't.
Basically, just don't bitch when businesses say that you can't come in because it's their legal right to do so.
Absolutely. Exactly. I agree.
Yep. And if we're getting technical, the first forced inoculation was the year of the Revolution, bro.
Yeah.
The American Revolution. George Washington made a doctor in New York or Philadelphia, made him vaccinate every soldier that came through, whether they wanted it or not.
That's fucking true. That is something that
kind of
goes hand in hand with, yeah.
Yeah, and and back then it was for the country's survival, but
Yeah, but listen, guys, here in Italy is like the vaccine is almost obligatory because even you have to, if you want to go to work, you need to have a green pass, a COVID test, or a vaccine, the double dose. You can't go at the work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can't work. So
yeah, they implemented that here for certain jobs as well.
No, here for all the jobs, even in how I can say,
retail,
like in the private, not only for the state. You know the state job and the private. Also on the private, like let's say, like Mercs get 2 employees for them to work, or like the Mark company, they need to have the green pass.
Like a work visa?
Yeah.
Yeah, work visa. Yeah, it's called green pass here. You need to do a test every 2 days. You need to get the test, or you need to get the vaccine. The people that cannot afford the test is for free. Other people usually that, like, let's say the people that have that cannot get the vaccine, like Mark and other people that have health issue, they cannot get vaccine. They can have a test for free, but the other people, they have to pay for the test. So you have to work. You need a test.
Yeah, very true.
That's dope.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's here. They passed a vaccine mandate, so you have to be vaccinated.
I mean, you guys in Italy, you guys had a crazy outbreak in the beginning.
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah, and that's why they made, because listen, in Germany, in Spain, in England, they have the 4th wave of the COVID now. Because still a lot of people don't do the vaccine. Here we are 82%
vaccinated.
Yeah, of the people with a double dose.
Ooh, I want to look at ours.
Well, I think we're still trying to break 50. Maybe
So,
we broke 50 a while back.
in the other state, they have issue now. So here in Italy, they don't want to close the business again. They can't. Because if they close the business again, here is gonna die everything.
Yeah.
Not the people, the economy gonna die.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Country.
Yeah, SPL Guess is saying, yeah, I agree, SPL Guess. I mean, I don't like when you force people to do the vaccine, but you gotta understand something that at some point, guys, we need to do something that goes against it's not forever. Like, people cannot understand. You, Mark, you understand me. It's 2 years and I wasn't working.
Yeah.
You know that. I was at home.
Yeah.
Because of the COVID. And the clubs were closed because they were saying the clubs are dangerous because of the COVID. So, because other people don't want to vaccinate, I have to stay another year at home. I'm going to die, man. Like, my job is over. Like, a lot of clubs, they did close forever, guys, forever. His shops here, they close forever. Restaurant, they close forever. It's not easy, guys. We need a compromise.
Yeah.
I'm just glad
I'm not 100% with the green
I
pass.
mean, yeah, no, yeah, with the vaccine stuff, it's like, man, I don't know what to do. I wish I could get it. I hope we keep just pushing science forward to the point I can get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a tough one.
Yeah, SPL, I'm saying SPL Guess is right. If you kill the economy, far more people will die. I agree, bro.
That's
and
true.
That's why we in Europe, we cannot close another year, bro. We can't close this winter. So we need the people to understand. I agree, this vaccine is not the best vaccine ever. And I do agree that you cannot force people with this green pass to go work and have, but at some point, man, we gotta understand, you have to choose. You want to work or you want, like, even you don't get the COVID, they're gonna close because they don't have place in the hospital.
Yeah.
Guys, how the hospital are set up in 2021, where they treat people at home, you know, they usually use a lot of how I can say, bro, those new type of the doctor make a video call with you, you know what I mean, stuff like this, you know. So they don't have anymore those big hospitals. Yeah, but they don't have anymore those big hospitals where they have a lot of spot for the people to stay over there.
I didn't think it was that high.
And guys, people don't understand. The guy that owned the studio with me, my partner in work, he got the COVID. He was one of those that say, I will never do the vaccine. You know what he's saying right now? I should get the vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people's last words, too, over here. So think about that when you think whether you should get it or
Yeah,
not.
guys. No, I'm not lying, man.
Yeah.
This is a true story.
Yeah.
He was really, really bad for a week. And they got it in time. They told him if he should, like, at some point, some people, the COVID get it bad and they can never come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They dead, they gone. Or other people that they do recovery, but they don't breathe anymore like before. It will take long time for them to return to breathe like they normally was breathing, because the COVID destroy the inside, how you say, pulmonum, the organ that you
pulmonary?
breathe.
What are you saying?
Yeah, pulmonary. It makes you like you know the Switzerland cheese, Lerdamer, with all the holes.
Yeah.
Your pulmonary become like that with the COVID.
Yep, that's how my kidneys are. They look like Swiss cheese. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your energy. I heard from people, like relatives of mine, that their energy level is just like depleted no matter what they do.
I can understand somebody is not like 100% sure, but I don't believe that they want to kill the 90% of the world population with like, because people been saying, oh, they want to kill you. Come on, man. Like, if they want to kill us, they need somebody to pay taxes. So don't you think they're gonna kill the people that pay taxes? If they want to kill, they want to kill somebody that don't pay taxes.
All right, you guys, I am going to hop off for a little break.
Okay.
It's nice talking to you, Zimmy. Zimmy.
Me too, Erica. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. And go get the vaccine.
Oh, I already got it.
Nice. Yo, I did the Pfizer. Double dose Pfizer.
I did Moderna, and I got the 2 doses.
Like, for the people that don't know, Pfizer does produce also the Viagra. So if you trust in, I'm saying, if you trust Pfizer for your dick, you can trust it for the COVID, no?
Oh, sweet cheese. That's my cue.
Oh, man.
Yo, Merc.
Yo.
You agree, bro? Like, people trust Pfizer for the Viagra.
Yeah, they do. But they won't trust Pfizer for the vaccine.
Like,
yeah.
You trust them for your dick, and you don't trust them for other shit.
I try to trust all of them for as little as possible. All of them.
Yeah.
I try to trust them as little as I possibly fucking can. But gang, I gotta run down to the store, and we're right at 3 hours, so I gotta kind of cut the stream, and then I'll be back here in just a bit.
Okay, bro.
You gotta go to the store.
I gotta go to the store.
Oh,
you gotta get some momos.
Yeah, I gotta go have a nice little peaceful stroll. This is a nice peaceful day today. It's what a better day. There's not a better day to go to the grocery store than when there's just a little bit of overcast in the desert.
Gotta go get my momos.
Then it's just been almost too quiet out front, so I almost just want to go check it out. Just like, hey, where's all the people? What are you guys doing? Where's all the humans? Is it because it's raining?
I love it.
Oh, hello, Az.
Hi. I just wanted to pop in. I've been listening to your stream, but I wasn't active in the chat. But I just want to say hi, and I love you guys.
Oh, hello. We love you too.
Hello.
It's good to have you. Yes.
What's going on in Alaska?
Yeah.
In Alaska. I moved to Alaska 2 years ago. I'm in Indiana, which is hard work. But I am going to be listening to your guys' stream today. I have the day off, so I'm pretty active.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, hopefully let's get together. Let's in the Discord maybe scheme up something for the swing shift, and we'll get it popping.
Hell yeah, dude! I had the most fantastic weekend. I got to meet with some wonderful shamans, and so I'm all charged up and ready to go. You guys need for me, dude? I'm on board today. Like, I'm all about it.
Oh, hell yes. Yeah, give me a minute to scheme, and we'll get together on Discord. I'm just gonna stay in this channel for now, but probably gonna mute myself for a bit, and let's scheme up an episode. Let's scheme up a stream, gang.
How's that pain working for you?
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It helps with my joints. I love the mustache or the beard balm. That helps fucking keep my shit twisty. I haven't actually put it in this morning yet. Another reason I need to go actually finish getting ready for the day.
Let Knox know that it is also good for the hair. I wear it in my hair. Right when I get out of the shower, my hair's wet. I put a little in my hands and run it through my hair, and it helps keep the hair moisturized. That's why I put hair and beard, so it's good for her too.
Right on. Heck yeah. Oh man, I bet she's gonna like that. I love the smell of it. That's my favorite thing. I think is like, it's the right amount of fragrance for me. I love it.
Hell yeah, dude. Let me know what your plans are for swing shift. I'm gonna be around today.
Dang straight. All right. Well, let's head on out of here. I gotta go. Like I said, I gotta just hop down to the grocery store, and then I'll be.
You're gonna buy some weed, bro?
Probably tobacco. And probably a snack or something.
Bro. Tobacco is not good, bro.
No, it's very bad. But I'm chronically ill, so nothing's good for me.
Yeah, only weed, bro.
Yeah.
Weed is perfect.
Dang straight. All right. I'm popping up out of here for just a bit, gang. I'll be back.
See you in a bit.
See you guys.
See you in just a minute. And thank you guys for hanging out for the day shift. It's been a pleasure as always. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Tuesday is our True Crime Tuesday. We like to go off and starting point's true crime, and we can end up talking about anything. I love you guys. Mwah.